Oh, yeah. Here we are after fucking 2 months. I haven't done one of these shows, and what better way to fucking come back and have somebody who fucking influenced me like crazy, man. First noise bands I was doing like in the fucking early 90s was just anal cunt worship, just like many people. Those early days of AC influenced me and fucking so many bands, noise bands. Andy, I see Andy in the chat. Andy knows. Andy was one of those people. A lot of German bands, a lot of the German noisecore scene. I mean, fucking due to Anal Cunt going over there, and we'll get into it, but it was due to them touring in like 90, I think, which is insane to think about, that a band had like a couple 7 inches out or whatever, is touring Europe on their own, and it's just amazing. So really psyched. I'm glad to see some of you here, some of you regulars, some new people. I do appreciate it. There's a lot of stuff to cover with AC, man. So I'm sure I'll miss some of it. But hey, if you want to contribute some questions in the chat, feel free. I will gladly, ask them if it's something I haven't asked yet. But yeah, and yeah, that was that show is from, and I'll show the flyer later, but it's from the Axiom in Houston, Texas. It was Phlegm, Incantation, AC, Splatteria, Crawler at the Axiom. The Axiom was the place in Houston, basically, kind of like our CBGBs, if you will. Just everybody played there, man. Everybody played there. So yeah, that was the lineup with Tim, Seth, and Fred, and just unreal. Again, thanks. So I won't talk too much, but I do want to say something before I get Tim in. I made this the other day, and just so you know, Tim's in what the backstage to that, and while that video was playing, I was getting a kick out of him, like fucking, you could tell he was like still remembers every single thing about that fucking time. So that was cool to see. So anyhow, so where'd it go? All right. And actually, this will come up later on in the show too, but check this out. Sound Exchange in Houston has been helping me out, supporting the show. So I do what I can to help them out. So check it out. There you go. Sound Exchange, man. Those of you in Houston, y'all know how awesome they are. Keep supporting that store. They've been around since 79. 79. I get most of you here, a lot of you probably weren't even born in 79 yet. So, so they've been at it forever, man. And Sound Exchange will actually come up a little bit. I got some pictures. See if I'm sure Tim remembers. He'll remember Sound Exchange once I show some pictures. But anyhow, so that's that. again, I kind of did an intro earlier. I mean, AC to me was fucking huge when I was in high school. I still have my. You can barely see it now. This AC logo shirt from like '91. So huge AC nerd back then. So anyway, so let's all give a nice warm welcome to one and only Tim fucking Morse. What's up, man?
Captain Three Leg rules. It needs to be fucking said, okay? If you don't listen to Captain Three Leg, you're just a dumbass.
Shit. Hopefully, Andy, you still there? There you go.
I don't know. I just wanted to say that, but
yeah. No. Andy,
you know,
I told you, Andy and I have been.
Oh, I know.
Been pals for fucking ever. So
there's that.
Andy's great. There he is, right there. Tim.
So you were playing that video from the Axiom, and
yeah,
it's funny because those shows we played down in Texas with that lineup with Phlegm and Incantation. I found the old stuff part 2 CD, but there's a great picture. What's his name? The drummer of Splatteria. We were staying at his house.
Paul.
Paul. Yeah. Can you tell I have like old man disease? I had a senior moment, folks. So we were walking down the street, and we were walking down the street near his house, and we looked up on the corner, and there was a bar. I don't know if you could see it, but I don't know if I could show it correctly, but it was the AC Lounge.
Nice. So, you can see that.
Yeah, we took a promo picture in front of there. So we had
just to show everybody, this is the actual flyer for that show.
That show was good.
Oops, there it is.
Yeah, I don't remember Crawler. That another great thing about that show is on my birthday. I just turned 20.
Oh yeah, that's right. You mentioned that to me. So yeah,
that's 20th birthday. But you know, I don't know if a lot of people know about Splatteria, but my gosh.
Oh yeah, well I do.
Well, I know, yeah, and I mean I still got their demos, but man, those guys live were a fucking sight to behold. I mean, it was fucking intimidating. Their singer would he had like this fucking meat hook, like this long meat hook, and he would like swing it, and the guitar player was standing on top of this cab.
Yep.
I swear to God, it was the size of a fucking refrigerator, and he was just like,
it's actually a 4x15 bass cabinet.
Good fucking God.
I know, because Sal, well, I mean, I know Splatteria, but Sal, the vocalist, he still has that meat hook, believe it or not. That meat hook.
Really?
Oh yeah, he still has it. He and Ruben from Splatteria, the guy that was standing on that cabinet, they jammed in the band with me from like 05 to like 09 or whatever. And so they were still using the Earth Mover cab. That's what Ruben calls it. But yeah, he still has that shit.
That's it was absolutely the gnarliest guitar sound I've ever heard in my entire life. It was fucking terrifying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me move that out of the way. But yeah, I mean that's insane. But that you still remember that. I think I have some photos from that or whatever. But that footage is minus a few people. It's really never been seen. So
I've never seen that, but I know that record the live recording of it, which I think Roy gave us, was what we put on one of our records. Actually, which one is it?
Yeah,
I got it here. Hold on. This record,
the live EP. Let me put it solo. Show it again if you don't mind.
Live EP. The live EP. It's this is like, I love this. I love the way this record sounds.
I do too.
This live stuff, it's hysterical. It's absolutely hysterical.
Yeah. So, well, man, we're gonna kind of bounce around quite a bit, but so are you doing it? Is there anything musically that you might be involved with these days, or are you just kind of laying low as far as playing anything?
I got some stuff, but I'm not really. It's brewing. It's brewing.
Cool.
I got some stuff brewing. I'm not. Yeah, I just it's just everything's just kind of moving slowly, but hopefully, we've had, I think all of us have had a pretty fucking shitty couple of years.
Right.
So I'm getting back into the swing of things. And it's fucking hard when you get older, man. It's like, all right, let's do this. Oh, jeez, that's fucking tired, man. God, but it's a lot of fun again, which is what I really like to do. So
Hey, yeah, man. Like I was telling them, I could watch you in the background, like watching that old AC video, and it's like, you were playing along, like fucking note for note.
oh
Uh,
yeah, oh yeah.
fucking
And,
crazy.
well, that video is great because it's like my drum set was all floor toms, you know.
Yes.
And I've said that before, but I pretty much, aside from the fact, I mean, I play a bass drum. I do use a 22-inch bass drum, but actually, like my rack tom is a 16 by 16 floor tom,
Hell
and
yeah.
I actually I have an 18-inch, I have an 18 by 16 floor tom, which I actually moved, so it's just like one big huge goddamn floor tom as a rack tom, and that's it.
Fuck yeah. But before I forget, Andy says that Meat Hook belongs in the museum that you and he are founding. I didn't know you were founding a fucking
But
museum or anything.
yeah, we're doing we become noise car. Well, Andy already is a noise core archivist,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I think we're going to start the National Archivist Museum for Noise Core. You know,
yeah.
and napalm death aren't allowed. Nope.
That's good. It's good.
Anything past Mick Harris is not allowed in.
Well, and I guess Andy and I talk about this a lot. Stuff like that needs to be done by somebody that actually has a clue and maybe was around. You know what I mean? If you're gonna like put together a film or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? So
I don't even like. I think it just needs. I think that's always a job I dream about having, is just being an archivist of music, and I mean, that's just something that needs to be done, especially for this type of music, because I don't think enough people actually. I don't think a lot of people actually think of it as music, or as something that it demands to be have a historical legacy to it.
yeah,
I think a lot of people are like, just like, oh, that's just bullshit, But like being in AC, especially back, the early days of AC, we fucking practiced I don't know, 5, 6, 7 times a week,
yeah,
every night for like hours, you know, and it was not, and it's not fucking easy. I mean, to
no,
be, to do something like, I mean, it's, to be that in sync with other people, and something that's so like off the wall like that, it's fucking hard.
yeah,
And also helps if you like the people. And when you're young, you can fucking do anything, because that's all you want to do.
a lot of
There's
energy.
nothing. Yeah, and there's just nothing else. Like, your head's not bashed up with like, oh, I got to go pay the bills. It's more like, oh, I got to go make some grindcore.
Well, that's the thing. Every lineup with even Mike, Fred, and John. I mean, every lineup was like super tight, like on the noise stuff. I noticed, and
Oh yeah,
you and I talked about that before. It's because hell, you guys fucking practice. Everybody just thought, well, AC just jumps on stage and starts fucking, basically
no,
improvising. But
no.
that's not the case. You guys actually took time to put that. You guys put a show together as a noise core band. You had a fucking show.
Oh yeah. Well, we especially with Mike, like we would practice. That was constantly practicing. Because other thing is that we barely could get shows. Um, but we used to practice. Oh, what was it? Our set originally was probably like maybe 15 minutes, And as we constantly practice it, we timed it and it went down to like 8. And there were no, actually we added more noise to it. We added more, like, we didn't call the blast stuff like blast. We called it blur.
Blur,
we called it blur core.
Yeah.
And I think that was just something because we made up. And it was the other thing. I think Seth always hated the term grindcore. He's like, "Oh, it's stupid." I'm like, "All right, whatever."
All right. So we'll get into definitely. I got a ton of AC stuff to talk about, but I want to talk about growing up, like in your household. Did you grow up around like a lot of music as a kid? Like, was there a lot of music playing? What kind of music? What's your first memory of like fucking like, oh fuck, finding music?
My first, it's interesting. I grew up in a single family, a single parent household, and I didn't really. I don't know. I think my first like real finding of music was like going through my father's old records, and I'd find like Coltrane records.
Oh, wow.
And I'd put them on and I'd be like, whoa, what's this? Whoa, what's going on here? How's this work? What is this? But I was always, I think I had my father's love of music and drums and my mother's coordination. So I was totally fucked. So, but I think that was like right about then was when I don't know. It's always tickled my funny bone, just music, just listening to music and the sound of music. So, the hills were alive with the sound of music. God, I couldn't stop. I couldn't help myself. But actually, it's funny. The first instrument I ever picked up was in elementary school, and I took the violin for 6 months, but the teacher terrified the shit out of me. And then I switched to the saxophone, and I did that for I don't know, about 2 years, and then that's when I was like really started getting into like heavier, like I wouldn't say heavier music, but like, I don't know, like the early 80s. I just, I don't know what I think I was like, I heard like Back in Black and I was like, fuck this. I need something loud. Yeah, exactly. So it just kind of went from there,
Did you play in the school band, like in marching band or anything?
No, I didn't have the patience for that. By the time I got in, like, I think I never had the patience. I love playing instruments, but I hate learning. I like learning them myself, whether or not they sound good or not. But it's like if I had to like join a school, back then the idea of a school band, one, intimidated the shit out of me, and two, was just like reading music and learning music always just was like, it just frustrated the fuck out of me. I wanted art to be like, I wanted to go from A to Z,
Yeah, well, I agree. Well, I mean, you ended up in AC, it's just.
So I went from A to C. So
anyway, hey Jack, in the comments, I'll mention it to Tim when we're done. So just so you don't think I'm fucking like ignoring you or anything like that. So and I'll get to the questions. I see him. We're just barely getting going here, just scratching the surface. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. We got quite a few people checking it out. So that's really cool that you guys are here. And I will, if you've seen the show, I like to have crowd participation, man. This is it's not just a spectator sport. You actually get to get involved, man. So anyway, somebody already praise your Black Flag shirt too. I guess I'll say that. So all right. So speaking of, I guess stuff like Black Flag, how did you make that transition from like, like you mentioned AC/DC or to whatnot to Coltrane into like extreme music?
Well, I think I was a young kid. You start listening to heavy metal and hard rock, and I don't know. I honestly, I think like I started getting into like, it was the early days of like, glam rock in the 80s and stuff like that. And you hear like fucking Pyromania. God, I love that record. But then all of a sudden out of the blue, I heard fucking like stuff like Kill 'Em All. And I'm like, what's this? And I started listening to a lot of thrash metal, but then all of a sudden it happened really quick. And from there, all of a sudden I found like hardcore and punk, and I don't know, I can't give you a specific timeline on it, but it just kind of like, it was like it was like junior high right into high school, it's like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, everybody has that progression.
Yeah.
If you were got into extreme music at one point, you didn't just start off with like fucking, whatever. Somebody, you're a bit older than me, but I listened to a lot of interviews and watching. A lot of people are like, especially like old like punk hardcore guys, like the original hardcore guys. They always all mention like just hard rock bands because that's the only thing that was around back then, right? Like
oh yeah.
AC/DC, fucking whatever. A lot of Southern rock, which always surprises me that a lot of people like from like the East Coast, like Upper East Coast, were like into Southern rock way back then. Which I don't know. I guess I just don't know anything, but there's always.
It's funny. It's funny. Like when as I get older, one band I fucking love so much for some strange reason is I love listening to Kansas. I don't know why. I'm like, man, I wish I could play that well.
We still do.
I know, right?
Shit. Look at this. Pyromania was K-Man's first album.
That was a smart move, man. I
that was the last good album, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because after that was
that was the last album everybody had arms.
That was exactly. Oh man, did you see him? Didn't you mention to me that you saw him on that tour or something? Or
no, I didn't. I never got to see them. I wish I saw them. Yeah. I did get to see Metallica open for Ozzy with Cliff. So
okay. I guess I'll plug the other episode. If you haven't seen the 6.66 questions with Tim, it's fucking great. You'll find out, stuff that I won't be asking him on here, obviously, because it's redundant. But you need to check it out because it's you'll be surprised, man. You'll be surprised at some of the answers if you haven't checked it out. So, but yeah, that's cool. All right, so let me. Now, talking to you here recently, when I guess I found out whenever I was driving from fucking Texas to Alabama and Roy was doing that show and I drove through like 5 state lines, while Roy was doing the show.
Yeah, it was a 10-hour show.
That's when I found out about, I think I found out about this.
You mean this?
Yeah, let me put you here. There it is. Yeah. Yep. You want to kind of speak on that and kind of tell everybody what the hell it is you're selling?
Well, this was finally released on a label called Scalding House Records. You can find it up on Bandcamp. This is my first band ever, Post Office Massacre, and I think we did it around 1985, and I wrote all the songs when I was in detention. And I wrote all the lyrics in detention. Oh, you ordered one, cool. And it was pretty funny actually. I had heard the first DRI record, and I was like, I can fucking do that. I know I can do that. And we had actually started the band. This was like the second version of the band, and the first version we had written 2 songs, and we had a singer and a guitar player, and both of them just kind of like after like a few, like back then it was like a few months seemed like 10 years, and they like we played one show in my basement, and the show got shut down because somebody knocked over the washing machine, and my mom was pissed, and and then myself and the bass player wanted to continue going, and then we got my neighbor who's still a very good friend of mine. We got him to sing, and I wrote all the lyrics when I was in, like I said, I was in detention. I got home and I'm like, this is what we're going to do. And it was just like, all I wanted us to do was try and mimic a DRI, like Dirty Rotten EP. So it's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it kind of worked, but it was a lot of fun. And,
is this the guy? This guy says, is this the label that put it, Scalding House?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep,
so,
that's him.
I can't read something Stody Boy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess he's the one that
Yeah.
runs the label. So
That's Russell.
I think last I heard they're gone. So hey, Sculling House, you might want to print some.
We need to do a reissue.
Yeah, do a reissue, man. Already.
Yeah, we do. It's a lot. I've been holding on to the tape for a long time, and I was talking to him. I was talking to Russell. I was like,
there it is, Russell.
Yeah. And I asked him to put it out, and it's just fucking hysterical.
Here's a great question. How did you get into detention? Do you remember why you got into detention?
Yeah, I didn't go to gym.
What?
Gym.
You skipped gym?
I skipped gym. You gotta understand. I mean, like, I graduated high school. I really don't understand how I graduated high school. I mean, it's not as if I was just like so absolutely not paying attention, and it's funny back then because one of the people that really got me into heavier music was when I was a freshman, is when I met Mike Mahan. It was like, oh, you like that? Oh, try this. And he made me a mixtape. Yep, a mixtape. And it had so much fucking cool shit on it. And it was like, from there, it was like, holy shit. It's like, I remember that he gave me this tape and it had fucking, like, it had a couple songs about Victim in Pain. I'm like, holy shit, and just crap like that. And it was like, fuck, man, it was, and then oh God, I can't remember now. Yeah, he and I used to do we had print shop together, like graphic arts, and we did like print presses and stuff like that. And that's pretty much where I spent my entire high school career, down in the basement.
Here's the chat is fucking doing great with the questions today. It's good shit. Boy. This is from Andy. Is or was your mother a scene supporter, and did she ever offer feedback on your bands?
She was not. Every band I had drove her up the goddamn wall. Although she was very, she was very. I think she was very happy. I was doing something that made me very happy. But I don't know. I don't know. She was just totally, completely confused by me.
Shit. I remember. My mom. They always used to put up with all the noise that we would make in like our garage and shit like that. But she would always say, why don't you go play drums in the church band or something like that? Oh God, no. Have you heard what I play, Mom? Have you heard what we're doing in there?
Oh yeah.
It go over very well.
My mother, I can remember the first AC practice we had was at my house. We ended up moving. My mother and I had moved. My sister went off to college, and we moved from where we were living. So I didn't have a place to practice. So we practiced at Seth. We moved over to Seth's house to practice. But our first practice was down in my basement, and he got, Seth and Mike came over, and we started doing it. And I remember my sister it wasn't like there was absolutely no. It was just the total, like, she was losing her fucking mind. She's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Shut up. I mean, it basically sounded like on Matt, and the intro to Madman, it sounded like that, but it wasn't as nice.
Cool. Speaking of recordings, let's this is something actually the last show I did was 2 months ago with Scott from Cyanide, and people seem to enjoy me doing this in the show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play little short snippets of some of the recordings and have you like see if you remember the sessions and kind of talk a little bit about that recorded session, if you remember anything about it and what you think about it. So let's start with this. Classic. Well, obviously, that's the first demo, which I think you probably have on you, right?
Yeah, I was just holding it up. I got it right here.
Let me let everybody. So that's an original, not a crappy bootleg, and
No,
that
that's
apparently somebody tried to bootleg, right?
yeah. Somebody showed it to me. They actually found the same type of cassette, but they didn't write, like Mike Mahan wrote AC Demo 88 on it, and then he had the cover right, but what he didn't get is that the inside has a picture of us, and it actually I markered over it for some reason. I used to have like, I don't know, like 4 of these or whatever. There are only 55 of them made.
Damn.
Yeah, and the original one has, like, we had fake band names, and like my name was Cancer Dildo Fuck. Seth was Eric Rage. And Mike,
Eric Rage.
yeah, I know, I love that, Eric Rage.
That's fucking great.
And Mike was Acne Pus. And in the beginning, I don't know if you saw on the tape, it has it has all these like quotes.
Yeah,
like John Alexander is actually is a guitar player. It was a guitar player for Postmortem.
Yeah, it's this right here. Yeah, the guitar player from Postmortem.
Yeah, and that was just something you used to say all the time. Like, oh, like if you're talking about a band, but don't worry, it's all fresh. And Yashiro Kuketsu is actually we call his nickname was Yaz. He actually, oh fuck, what label does he run? He's from Japan. He used to live in Boston for the longest time. He was a very good friend of ours, and he did a couple. He actually went on the road with us a few times. Oh God, what the fuck is his label? He put out a lot of stuff, and for the life of me can't fucking remember. It'll pop in my head soon, but and that was something Seth used to say all the time to people. I liked him before the demo came out. Which was
Devour? Was it Devour?
Devour, yes, Devour. Thank you, Andy.
Andy the fucking encyclopedia.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, but Yashiro used to Yaz used to live in town. He went to he was going to school here, and he just met Seth, and he used to hang out with us all the time. He's fucking awesome. He's a great guy.
What do you remember about recording that?
We did that on a 2-track stereo with, like, I think we put 2 microphones in Seth's living room, in his parents' house, in his parents' living room, and we did that. I don't know, maybe like that was in '88. That was like we made that. Seth, we played like I don't know. After we got together, Seth convinced, like, we went on the road in like the summer of '88, and Seth convinced people, because he'd been in that band, that thrash metal band. He'd been an Executioner for a while. So he got in a lot of connections all over the country, but he convinced these people to get to book us shows like down the East Coast, which was ridiculous because, one, of our name, and 2, because we didn't have a demo to give them at all. I don't know how he did it, but he did. And so before we left, we made it. We recorded it in the living room of his parents' house, and it was fucking hysterical. We just did it real quick, and then we duped the tapes at Mike's house on his brother's stereo, and we had one of those suitcase cassette holders.
Oh yeah,
used to buy, and we just filled it up, and I think it had 55 slots in it. We just made 55 cassettes.
Oh yeah. All right. Let me. Everybody, people are killing it in the fucking chat, man. I'm fucking proud of these guys. Larry Dallas is it true you summoned Leatherman from the Village People in a seance and stole his mustache?
How'd you know? Actually, I'll one up you right there. Okay. Seth was a rabid Village People fan.
Right.
He was. I never understood. Not that I never understood, but I didn't. He, like, when I met him, he was just like, it's still one of his. It was still to the end his favorite band. Long story short, before we went on tour that winter, he went to Reno, Nevada, and like saw them for an entire week.
Yeah.
And just hung out, and he actually ended up hanging out with them and meeting them, and
wow.
Yeah. So we got back from this tour in '88 where we played like up and down the East Coast. And we got back, and the night we got back, Seth and I drove to Long Island to go see the Village People. And I was like, whoa. So we ended up in Long Island at this club, and there was nobody there. I mean, because it's like '88, and like disco was dead. Nobody gave a shit. So we walk in there, and Glenn Hughes, who's Leatherman, was at the end of the bar. And he's like, "Oh, hi, Seth. How are you?"
Oh, wow.
So no more than like 30 seconds later, there's Seth, myself, who's under it. I was like 17. I'm sitting there with Leatherman drinking wine with him. Yeah, I did that.
Wow.
So, I deserve this fucking mustache, motherfucker. And he was the sweetest guy. He was so cool. So,
oh man, that's awesome.
And we and they did, and then the Village People played. They dedicated the set to him, and they did a cover of "We Don't Need Another Hero" by Tina Turner. And when they came to the part where they sing "Beyond," when they say "Beyond Thunderdome," they all went up, "Beyond Thunderdome." It's fucking insane. Probably one of the most fucking satanic things I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay.
What and what year was this?
1988.
Oh yeah, you said when you guys did that.
Yeah.
Decided to tour, like go on tour or whatever.
Yeah, Seth convinced these people. The first show was at our friend. It was in Connecticut. We played with our buddy Dave Fitch. We played his basement, and then after that, we played in Pittsburgh. We played We played this show at the Electric Banana, which was a pretty famous club in
Yeah.
So
and that's where the intro for the came from.
Yeah, Johnny Banana, which was funny because you got to understand Johnny Banana was like this. He was he seemed like he was some mob boss or whatever. But what's funny about Johnny Banana, it's like, he pulled a shotgun. He pulled a shotgun out on the circle jerks. So we played this fucking show. We played and we did the whole thing, and we were rolling around and fucking breaking stuff. Like Seth used to buy microphones because we didn't break anybody else's microphone. We used to buy microphones and stuff. So we're rolling around. There's nobody in the venue. It's just like, and all of a sudden Johnny Banana comes up. He's like, "You guys," and Seth's like, I don't know anything. And Seth had played there with the Execution a lot. And Seth's like, "You guys," Seth's like, "We're gonna die." He's like, "Are fucking great. You guys want to play in a couple of days?" Cut. He puts us. I kid you not. He put us up in a hotel to play 2 nights later.
Holy shit!
Because he liked us so much.
To ever play the Banana.
Yeah. Then we went back there and played, and he did that intro for us. And he was fucking in love with us. I could not. I don't care. It's just,
all right. I know the intro. I know the first song is the same thing, but I gotta listen to that. If you've never heard that intro, I mean, I don't know what you're doing here, but check it out.
Oh.
Hi.
This is one of Judy's favorite bands and mine, and Bill Lee's favorite band. The best band that ever played at the Banana. Anal Cunt.
Honestly, as I think about it right now, I seriously wonder if he was in love with us so much because the sound guy was this guy Bill, and then his wife were so fucking irritated by this. I think he just liked it because of that.
Yeah. I mean, I can totally relate to that.
Oh, it's fucking hysterical. It was absolutely fucking hysterical. I
totally relate to that. So, all right. So that was the. I didn't know that. Don Crossley's the one that says hi on that intro.
No, that's me.
Oh, okay. You're wrong, Sam.
No, I'm sorry, Sam. That's not Don. That was the reason you hear me say hi is because I don't understand why we did this, but when we recorded the early days, we recorded live in the studio. So Seth was singing, everybody was doing everything live. So that was I don't actually understand why we did it this way, but we played that intro and then we just started playing after it. That's like, I didn't realize that the mics were hot. So it's like, hello. And I went, hi.
Yeah.
It just flipped right on this. Yeah. So that's not Don.
Is this that session?
No, that's a split with 7 Minutes of Nausea.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get to that. I'll remove that. Yeah. We'll get to that later. Yeah. But because I know you sent me that. That's an awesome photo.
Yeah.
were any of the ones you sent me from that session? Probably not.
No,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
no.
We'll get to that. So, well, speaking of photos, let's talk about this one. This is a great photo that you sent me. What is this?
That's in the attic. That's in Seth's mother's attic.
Oh yeah, there's a great video of you guys. I have it on VHS, and I think I actually got it from Andy, where it's a video and it has a big AC logo that comes up. You guys are rehearsing.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite things ever, man.
Yeah, that's in that attic.
Yeah.
And, a friend of mine I went to high school with was taking. He was trying to become a photographer, and he just used this as a set. I don't know why, but but that was from there. We asked him to take promo pictures for us.
That's just a great photo, man. I think I don't know.
That's me with hair,
Yeah.
That's a great
picture. Sick Flem shirt. Damn right. Hey Roy, where the hell's Andy Jones? He's like always here. I can't believe he hasn't popped in yet. Slabs of meat. Damn right. Flem rules, man.
They were an interesting band.
All right. So speaking of shows and Flem, now this here is just, you guys, this was 88, I believe. The first Monsters of Shit show.
Yeah.
That I think Fleet put on.
No, Fred did it.
Oh, Fred did this. Okay. And when you guys got there, and I do a little bit of homework before I do these shows. So obviously I contacted Fred and asked him, and he mentioned this show and about what you got. What were you expecting, and kind of what happened at this show? And this is one of the best videos on YouTube, but can you what memories do you have of this show actually?
I'm trying to remember. I remember that
oops, wrong one.
We had played there before. We had actually played Fred's. That was Fred's like rehearsal space, or where it was an empty warehouse pretty much, from what I remember. And we had played there. We had played there before with just Shitsgum, and we played there once. And then he put this. It's just interesting because I don't remember. I can't remember if this show got shut down or the other one did, but I remember. I think Flem played. I'm trying to remember Flem.
Yeah, there's video of them playing this.
Okay, and the Upset Garbage Man. Oh God, I think that was Terry.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Who is that? That's a great.
I believe that's Terry from Grief. And
oh wow.
Yeah, I believe that's the Upset Garbage Man. He had actually Terry, one of the first real AC shows. Terry had a band like this crazy like punk noise band called the Ugly Dentists, and they would play songs and then they'd stop and then they'd be like, okay, intermission, and they put on like a Casio keyboard and they throw out dental floss at the audience.
Oh, did you say Ugly Dentist?
Yep.
There they are in this flyer, and this Monsters of Shit Part 2.
Yeah. And then but I don't think. Yeah, I think the Part 1 is the full show. Part 2 never really happened, I don't think, because I think the cops came.
$3 for this show.
Oh, I know.
Started at 2 p.m. Wow.
And it was the old warehouse was a coffin factory, I think, or something like that. I can't remember. I for the life of me can't remember though. But it was I just remember a lot of people. There'd be like a lot of people there, and I can't remember if we played the first one or the second one. No, the second one we never played. The first one we did play. That was the one where that video came from.
Yeah. And so let's check it out. Let's check out a little bit of that video. This is one I know I've played this video so many times. I fucking love it. So this fucking video is amazing. I like the camera work here. It's playing slowly. It'll speed up in a minute. Hold on. I don't know why it's doing that, but it's kind of slow. There we go. Pretty slow mode. We'll do it again. We'll do it again. So,
that video is really funny though.
Yeah, it's
great.
It's Rob from I had him on the show. Rob from Siege. What's up,
Oh,
Rob?
yeah. I did play sax.
Play sax for them.
Yeah.
Damn, we have fucking hardcore royalty joining us today, man. What's up, Robert? But yeah, I'll see if I can play that a little bit later. Sometimes this program acts up on me or whatever. But
it's funny about that video is like Mike bought like a $25 guitar or something.
Yeah.
And the idea was for him to smash it. And I think he started playing. He had it for like a week or so, and he actually started liking it. And and then he was like, didn't like it. The idea never really fell through. The idea was like he come out and he break the guitar immediately, and like all the drums would be over in like a second. But ended up like liking his guitar. It was damn it.
Oh shit! Now I know. I've asked you this several times, but I still like you telling me about how whenever you first started and you're playing fast, and Seth was telling you, hey, you need to fucking pick it up. So he I guess tell everybody kind of like, whenever you guys were playing and for you to fucking play faster or whatever, if you could share that.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Well, it was funny. I was talking to Fred about this. It's like Seth was like a mad conductor. He was like a tyrant at practicing. And this isn't the beginning when we were trying to because I don't think Mike, Seth had the idea. He had the formula. He had the whole thing of what he wanted to do, and to express it to Mike and I didn't know Seth and Mike had been friends since elementary schools, and they were very close. And I'd known Mike for a few years, maybe a little bit longer, and I never really met Seth until about the time we started this band. So, I think he saw me play drums, rehearsing, and he was like, "Oh, I think you can, you could probably do this." And I would play fast, but it was like da 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 da, da da da, and he's like faster, faster, faster. And I'm like, okay. It's like we do something, we'd stop and go, keep going. It's like it's constant. It's like and it was like I remember that first practice. It was just like go. I'm like, what the hell are we doing? But after it started. Once it's like at first you're like, do I really want to do this? I mean, this guy's like being insane, but it's like then it's somewhere within like the first two practices it hit, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh, now I get it. So
yeah,
and it just like clicked in, and it was like, oh, it was fucking great.
I remember reading an interview with Seth, and he said, well, I got a cool name, so I got to start a band now.
Pretty much. I've talked to Fred about honestly, if Seth had his band Satan's Warriors,
right,
and Fred saw Satan's Warriors, and I honestly, from what I can remember, it was almost like Fred went up to Seth they were talking. He's like, well, Fred's like, I got a band and we do it like this. And then Seth's like, oh yeah, I got a band. We're just total noise. We don't play anything. Oh yeah. We're called CUNT. He's like, oh fuck, I got to start a band. And really it was only supposed to play one show, and Fred was supposed to see us, and Fred didn't make it. So that's when we played down, like the first time we played down at the warehouse where he and his band practiced. And so then it was just like, boom,
Was that the first time you played out of town?
Yeah, for me, yeah, pretty much. And I remember the only time I ever really played any of my bands ever played anything was like maybe in a basement, like for my friends. You know, at that point, I never played real shows. I wanted to, but I didn't. I was pretty much I'm a homebody, you know, and I was scared of my own fucking shadow at that time. You know, I collect records and hide in my house, and like, you know, everybody thought I was a fucking wacko in high school, you know, and it's like,
yeah.
So, and then
before I move along from that 88 song EP, I wanted to show this and kind of let everybody check it out. It's a review. It's a review of the 88 song EP, and I'll kind of read it out so some people might be able, because a lot of people watch these on their phones, and obviously you can't see that shit.
Oh, let me read it. Let me read it, because this is absolutely. Okay,
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I want to give you the background of this. There was a local rock mag in the 80s called The Beat in Boston, and it was contemporary music. It was regular contemporary, you know, just rock and local rock and whatnot.
Yeah.
And the actual, I wish I could have got the box where I have it at the actual magazine. It was like about the size of like a Reader's Digest. If anybody is old enough to understand what the size of a Reader's Digest was, but the cover of it was, on the cover was Eddie Money, you know. So
wow, yeah.
So Seth, we had made the record, and unbeknownst to me, Seth had like send it out to like local magazines, and I think because he wanted this reaction, and I found it, and I pulled it out, and I saw that, and I was like, dude, and I was like, it was, I don't understand. I don't think she understood what a compliment she gave us.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like, wow, we really did. And honestly, it's like, if you looked at the other, like other reviews of music in there, it's like, you know, new wave band, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, and it's like 2 or 3 sentences. This is like 3 fucking paragraphs. And she's just so fucking angry.
Yes.
I'm like, God, this is great. All right. I have to all our fans or whoever's out there watching, I have to read this to you because.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay. CUNT AC 88 song EP. There's nothing resembling music on this record. Fortunately for music lovers everywhere, the band's name and record sleeves graphics will deter many people from listening to this disc. Of those still interested, most will be put off once they read the first line on the sleeve. It informs the reader that none of the songs have lyrics or titles, and most have no music written for them. For those still curious, the EP opens with Tim banging drums and Seth screaming, making guttural noises. Sometimes Seth sounds like he's puking, but usually he sounds like he's being bludgeoned to death, or perhaps primal scream therapy for post-adolescent angst. After less than a minute of this, thank God, there's a couple seconds of dead air. The next song, more of the same, and so on and so on. Oh, occasionally the listener will notice Mike's guitar adding to the noise. This reviewer can honestly say this is the worst piece of shit to cross her turntable yet. You know,
that's amazing.
You know, it's funny. I posted that online somewhere a while ago on Instagram when I was still online, when I was still on the World Wide Web, and this guy's like, dude, that's my aunt. I'm like, what? And I fucking actually ended up talking to her.
Wow.
And she was like, I was hoping she'd have a sense of humor about it, but she was still like offended.
What?
She's like, I was like, do you still got that record? You could probably get some good money for it. She's like, I guess. I'm like, oh God. Oh, so I guess it still works. I still win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's all right. So I don't think I uploaded the split with 7 minutes of nausea, which this was the time you did. It was still you, Seth, and Mike.
Yeah.
And I guess this is that photo from that session.
Yeah.
And where was I mean, I know it's in the records and everything, but where was this? And Was this the first time in recording something in the studio?
No. This is the same place we recorded the 88 song EP.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So it was downtown Boston. It was a place called BFVF Studios, and the guy, I actually had a picture of him. The guy who recorded us was a guy who recorded Satan's Warriors, one of Seth's other bands.
Yeah.
A guy named Mark Lindahl, who's.
Oh yeah.
Is that Mark Lindahl? Yeah. Is it Mark? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was an absolutely great guy. He just seemed to get it. He just enjoyed it. It made him cracked him up, you know. And this is when we recorded the split. This is where we recorded the split for 7 Minutes of Nausea, and what else we did?
The 5,000 whatever.
Yeah, we didn't do it at that time, but we did Apocalypse. We did that 10-inch for Charlie, the Apocalyptic Convulsion.
Oh yeah. Apocalyptic Convulsion.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, we did we recorded the songs for that at that same time. Yeah, that's my Cadillac hat. I missed that fucking hat. That hat ruled.
And this is Mike and Seth session.
Yeah. Like I said, we did everything live. So Mike and Seth back then, we'd do the whole set live, and Seth would sing, and I fucking missed that guitar Mike had. My God, that fucking SG, man.
Yeah, dude.
I forget it.
That's why. I mean, there's two reasons I bought an SG way later in life. One, of course, was Angus Young.
Yeah.
And the second one was Mike, believe it or not.
No, that guitar was really, I forget what year it was, but man, that thing, like,
yeah, man,
it was between that and the amp we used, which was a PV Twin Classic. I don't know, it just fucking worked.
Yeah, dude, the sound he got out of that was just fucking.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Real, man. It was like.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
So I remember you said, did he do anything like after AC ever?
Mike? Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he did a couple of things. He's got a band right now. Actually, before I get into what else he did, he's got a band right now who's putting out I don't know when the record's going to come out. They're called Padded Hell. And if you could find them on, I don't know where they are online anyway, but they're just a great punk band, and they're just twisted, ridiculous stuff. And they have a great song, which I hope is on the record, called "I Hate the Beach." Yeah, that's in Germany.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get into, because like I mentioned in the intro, dude. I mean, you guys were touring, like, obviously you. I'm guessing. I guess maybe Seth booked it or whatever through contacts over there, or how did you guys book a tour in Europe in 1990, like, with the demo and a couple 7-inches up?
Well, actually, the split with 7 Minutes of Nausea was put out from Matthias from Total Noise and Tapes,
right?
And Ecocentric,
yeah.
And I just think Seth was like, yeah, we want to play. Can you help us get shows? And I mean, it's funny because back then I wasn't really thinking about what the hell was going on. I was like, Seth's like, we're doing this. I'm like, okay, and we went to Germany, and fucking that show right there. We played with this band called SM70.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, we played a handful. We played like 2 or 3 shows with them. It was them and Satanic Malfunctions.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? And
wow.
Yeah, and it was fucking like, it's interesting though, because like we played a show before the night before that, we played this show with this band that wanted to, like, I don't know what, I think he said, I guess Matthias got us on this. It was like at a youth hall or something. I don't know. It was like our first show, and we played with this band that was like a tankard cover band or something.
Wow!
But then we got this show was in Dusseldorf, and it was like at a I don't know, like a youth hostel or something. Anyway, but we come in, and Satanic, SM70 played before us, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, dude, that's 7-inch they did. Holy shit.
Yeah, but it was was the first time I was like, oh fuck, this is real. This is like this is like no bullshit, you know. This is like a real fucking show.
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
But
that's the photo. I saw that. That was on the old stuff or whatever reissue.
Yeah, but I fucking actually I think Matthias took this picture. I love that picture. And then
I need to have him on the show. I mean, Matthias did a lot of shit.
Oh yeah, he's
fucking 7 Minutes of Nausea, End of Silence, all that crap.
Oh yeah,
here's one same show with. This is also photo that's been out there, but that's a great photo too.
Yeah, Seth's doing the Saturday Night Fever disco thing, but I don't know if you can see it on his shirt, like where right below the microphone, where it's all like he fucking ripped his elbow open. That's
you see it stained.
Yeah, it's all blood. He'd fallen into he elbowed himself into in some glass or something, and he went to the hospital that night. And he's got a couple stitches in his arm, but he was just bleeding everywhere. But I mean, actually, if you look in the far corner, you pull the picture back, you see the corner right there, right? That guy right there in the corner.
Yeah,
that's Matthias.
Is that really on the bottom right?
Yeah. No, not the full picture, but right.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah. That's Matthias.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some good trivia right there.
Oh yeah, and it's awesome because the microphone, the cable it was going above. It was hanging down because so the cord didn't get I think it was the PA was the monitor was in the back, so it was hanging. It was a fucking crazy show.
Man. Oh yeah, I forgot. If anybody doesn't know, this is Tim Morse that played in Anal Cunt. So I forgot to put your little ticker there on the bottom. I'm fucking sorry. I just remembered. What is that wooden thing? Good question. What is that?
Oh, it's just what the I think it's just holding up,
whatever.
I think it's just holding up the speaker. It's probably just holding the stage together.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's on that old stuff thing too. So
yeah.
But yeah, that's fucking great, cool stuff. Appreciate you sending me that shit. That's cool. Here's one from that, since we're on that tour. I just like I think this is from one of those reissues also, but I just like what's written at the bottom. Staying Rod's house on the first European tour.
Oh yeah,
you remember anything about this?
Yeah, we had the night before we actually played with fucking what was it? It's SM70, Satanic Malfunctions. I forget what else we played with, but we stayed at this.
Is that the one where Patarini played?
No, that was a couple days after that.
Oh, okay.
But
I got a photo of that too.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, those guys live. Forget about it. Oh my god. Wow. Fucking wow. I mean, just that.
So were you guys headlining those shows there? Or?
No, I don't. No.
Oh.
No, I maybe I don't know. I can't even remember. I shouldn't say I can't remember, but I don't believe we were. But it was interesting though, because it's after that first show in Dusseldorf, we played a handful of shows with Satanic Malfunctions and SM70. I thought we actually just got I believe after that first show in Dusseldorf, Matthias brokered a deal for us to get on the rest of the shows. We weren't supposed to be on them, and they just liked us so much they put us on them. But I'm not entirely sure about that. But Matthias had gone home. He was "Yeah, you guys go play with them or whatever. I'm going to go back home." So then we played a bunch of shows with them. We played. It was weird. We played a couple of nights after that. We played a show with I think it was Satanic Malfunctions, SM70. I want to believe they played this show, but then it was Atrocity.
Yeah.
Pungent Stench.
Oh, damn! That in 1990. Wow.
Yeah. And Pungent Stench did a cover of Sharp Dressed Man. It was pretty fucking badass. Yeah, those there was what I loved about that early day of grind, especially that point. You could have bands that were more veered into. Yeah, that's Patarini. Oh my God, those guys were nuts. That's Seth. That's Seth and the guy in the white shirt with the Buka shirt on his mic, sitting on.
Oh yeah, behind the Patarini guy.
Yeah. I think he's sitting on the drummer's lap. But what was more even funnier about that is they were all hanging up. I've been walking back and forth watching bands. I think this is like in East Berlin. And the other thing is like this is right after the wall came down, and you could go back and forth. But East Germany was still like fucking, it still looked like an old communist regime. Yeah. And we played this festival, and I remember I was just walking back and I was just pacing around, but these guys were upstairs drinking with those guys. And one of the guys from Patarini took this old beer bottle and he fucking pissed in it and he put it down and some guy went and drank it. I was like, man, we really are in fucking Europe.
Jesus. Dude, yeah, Patarini rules, man. Oh, yeah. They actually ended up using that audio, I think, from that show, I think, for that split or whatever. That unofficial split.
Oh, wait, I got it.
Well, I'm glad you have a copy.
This one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, there's also this version of it too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, luckily somehow I find these things.
So I guess since you have some stuff, do you have some stuff that'll make us fucking blow our minds with there?
I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know. There's
I mean, the records, everybody knows about the records, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I have. Honestly, a lot of that stuff is like I wish I fucking brought it down. I have this huge I want to say a hope chest, but I have this huge case up in my attic of all this crap, and I didn't grab it. I'm sorry.
We'll do a fucking part 2, man. No big deal.
Yeah, we will. Oh yeah, we will.
Going through Tim's hope chest.
Oh my God.
And I don't want you to like open it beforehand or anything. It's just see what the fuck you have in there. There might be
it's funny. It's like a lot of the merch, a lot of the old AC merch I got, like I had a shit ton of t-shirts which I sold to two friends, AC, but I was like, people are like, why didn't you keep them? And I'm like, well I don't wear them, and I don't make band stuff. I don't make my own band stuff to wear. I make my own band stuff to give to others. I don't know. I never really liked wearing AC shirts anyway. I don't know. It's not my thing. But I do have a couple of things I saved of shirts, and one of them was from our 2008. In 2008, when we did our 20th anniversary, we did we made AC sweatshirts. And it's the 20th anniversary, and Seth signed it for me and wrote to Tim the original, and I was like, okay, I'll take that.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, here's another cool pic I came across of the first lineup.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Where's this at?
Well, that's actually like Mike had been out of the band for a while. This is like right when we had gone on to Earache. Like Seth and I are wearing Earache t-shirts.
Oh yeah, matching shirts.
Yeah. Well, we had actually done a picture with it was myself, Seth, and John. Yeah. And John and Seth lived in an apartment together, and Mike, we're all hanging out. Mike was over, so we just took that picture. I love that picture.
That's cool. Man. Got the Slapshot poster.
Oh yeah, Judas Priest. Oh yeah, nonstop.
Shit. Yeah. I mean, you guys did that fucking breaking the law noise one that a lot of people, including myself, we used to fucking do that shit live too. On the show, a lot of people fucking.
Oh, the Judas Priest. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, that was funny. I can remember. How was it? When did we start doing that? Fuck, I think it was around 90 or so because Seth and I saw Judas Priest on the Painkiller tour.
Yeah.
And we were like, it's fucking hysterical. We bought tickets. It was really weird because we bought tickets. Like we got like two tickets, like, I don't know, like 10th row or something, dead center at fucking Judas Priest at the night of the show. and we saw them. We're like, all of a sudden I don't know, that was like once again we became like rabid Judas Priest fans. So like that's when I think that's when we started doing Breaking the Law. I can't remember.
It was pretty early on. I know that.
Oh yeah.
I forgot. I have another picture of that lineup. What's going on here?
That's when we did the 5-6-4-3.
Okay. Yeah, that's a cool photo right there.
That's hysterical. Actually, my drum set, I have a 20-inch bass drum, and I'm wearing a paisley shirt.
yeah.
Mike, yeah, that was just.
Mike looks like he's like, oh, take this fucking picture already. You know, that's kind of what it looks like.
We were exhausted making that record. It took so fucking long.
So yeah, exactly. And that's. I like when shit works out on the show like that, where I actually it works out. It works out for me. Let's listen to a little bit of that fucking crazy, probably one of the craziest recordings ever made. So let's listen to a little bit of the 5-6-4-3.
1, 2, 1.
All right, so I don't know if it's been talked. I mean, probably has. I don't know, but what was that a collective effort? Did y'all like? All right, let's fucking do this. Let's record 16 songs or however it was.
Actually, Seth had been hanging out. Seth had been hanging out with the guy who produced Mark. Yeah, was he? Mark Lindahl. He'd been hanging out with Mark, and they came up with the idea. I think, the two of them came up with the idea. Then he brought it to us, and I was like, "Oh fuck yeah!" But I never realized how much time it was going to take to like. not that I mean. At that moment in time, it was like it took a long time. It took I can't, in AC lapse of long time. I'm talking like, oh yeah, it took us like, I don't know, like a day and a half to do it. It's like, it's not like, but it's like, all we did was like, we recorded, 6 minutes of music, then mixed it down to one track, and then did it again. So we did it on a 16-track studio. So we did it 16 times. So there's 16 songs playing at once, and then to amp up how many songs we're playing, we recorded. So like one track would be like us just doing like the song. So we go like 1, 2, 3, 4, and Seth had a whiteboard and he was chalking it down. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So, and then like a couple of tracks towards the end, we just go live. We just go live in the studio and like have one mic, one overhead mic, or we mix we do the whole session through one bass drum mic, so it's just like we get the most absurd sound. And this guy, this wasn't recorded. This was actually recorded with a guy named Tom Waltz. And he was like, well, how about I put this, like, I use this overhead mic, which is like some like weird, like, like ancient artifact that was like, you plug it in to catch on fire or something, So just to add to like the more absurd, stuff. So
yeah.
It was great, but I love on side 2 though, because it goes along on side 2, then it pauses for a second. And then halfway through side 2 is where we start playing every song that has a slow part at once. So it sounds like it just sounds like everything's falling over. I fucking love
hell yeah. All right. So Roy has a tough question for you. What's your favorite song from that EP?
the intro.
Yeah, the intro.
The intro with the piano.
Yeah,
exactly. You know why? Because Seth came back. Seth left the studio, and he walked back into the room. He's like, "Look, I was just taking a shit and had a great idea." And that was it. He's just like, "I'm gonna go like this on the piano, and then we do 1, 2." And I'm like,
yeah.
So he's like, "All right, so there we go." That's my favorite song.
Is there a Nunslaughter cover on that record in there somewhere?
No,
No. Okay.
no, but we did used to cover "I Am Death."
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's people. Hey guys, I just so you know, I'm not. I see all your questions. I'm kind of trying to stay in some sort of timeline or whatever. But I'll definitely get to some of those questions.
I didn't realize I was so popular.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd like to think they're pretty much just here for me, but whatever.
Well, they are.
No, not at all. Not at all. They prefer if the show looked like this.
No, I prefer not.
So, but yeah, that's one of those records that's like, holy shit. I think that's probably not that it matters, but I think that's one of those ones that goes for just stupid money.
Probably. I'm sure. I got the test press. Do you think I get some good money for it?
I got $5 right now. I'll take it from you. Holy shit! You got a test press of that? That fucking rules.
Oh yeah.
All right. So moving on, I got to start with this photo because we talked about it before we actually came on air. So the next after Mike. Well, I guess so. Why did Mike leave?
Well, right after we got back from Germany, we pretty much were going to call the band. We were just going to stop playing. We were going to break the band up, and I really don't know. I can't remember what happened, but Mike ended up moving away out of state for a little while, like a year or so, and he just was like, well, I got to, I just want to do other things, and I think Seth and I just decided to continue going.
Yeah, and I was gonna say because I remember reading an interview and Seth was like, the band is when you guys were still the original lineup. He said once somebody leaves the band, we're fucking quitting or whatever. But, so I was like, hey, those AC guys are a bunch of liars, man. They fucking they're gonna quit. And there's a flyer that I got here. This is gonna be AC's last show, and it was like 89 or 90 or something.
I think it's because it's like it's like. Especially with the original lineup with Mike, Seth, and I, it was like we're like, all right, we're not going to play anymore, and then we just liked hanging out so much we just ended up playing again. It's like we were having too much fucking fun, and I think that was the other thing is like not only were we playing music, we were just three friends just laughing our asses off all the time.
Was I forgot to ask you. I can't believe nobody's mentioned it, but on the demo it's just a handwritten AC or whatever.
Yeah.
When did the famous logo come into play?
This friend of Seth's cousin, and I forgot the guy's name. Anyway, he's an artist and he just drew it and he gave it to Seth, and it just one of those. It just happened that way. And it says like you drew the logo and I saw it and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I mean that's one of those like classic just everybody knows right away what the fuck that is. And I mean yeah, granted it's 2 letters, but just so simple yet so fucking like perfect.
Oh yeah.
I guess that's kind of how things work out sometimes. It's like those like good like kind of like lyrics when you not that lyrics really matter that much to me, but whenever there is like somebody that can actually write good lyrics, it's like fuck, I could have written that, but no, I couldn't have, because it's just those simple things that people just I don't know, they just come up with. I guess you just gotta have some kind of talent, which is I lack. So that's probably why I think I like it. Yeah, I mean it's a definitely iconic logo. I wish my shirt. I guess I probably need a new AC shirt. You can't even see the fucking logo anymore.
No, you don't. That's perfect.
I was gonna wear it, and I'm like, well, fuck, you can't even see anything. So I was like, well, let me go back to 1991 also with this old meat shit shirt or whatever. So,
oh man,
yeah. So all right, so then Fred comes into the fold. We talked about this picture.
Yes.
You want to discuss this picture here?
That's my daughter in the middle, and with me, and my daughter's mother took these pictures. I can't remember why we were taking them. I think we were just taking promo pictures. And I don't know. We actually took a bunch before that. I think that was just, I don't know why. I don't even know how that got out. Honestly, but it was just like we had stopped taking pictures and we just took another one, and I had picked my daughter up and I just had her in my hand.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome. Fred ended up going to the Marines, right?
yeah, he'd been in the Marines before AC. Yeah.
And then you have a story about that Boy George shirt.
Well, yeah, Seth and I had seen Boy George a couple of nights before that at some like small little club in town, and there's barely anybody there, and we both had Boy George shirts. I'm actually wearing a Splatteria shirt.
Oh yeah,
but you can't see it. My daughter's in the way, of course. No.
Yeah, right. No, I saw that. I came across. I was like, man, I gotta ask him what that damn photo.
I love that picture. It's hysterical. I love it. Now
I'm sure your daughter's seen it, right?
Oh yeah. I'll tell her about this tonight. She'll go, fuck. Like, yep, you got it in the video. Well, here's another funny thing is that my daughter had gone to the same high school that we all that the original AC went to, because we all went to high school together.
Yeah.
And she was I don't know, it's like a sophomore, and she'd hang out with the punk rock emo kids, whatever, and they had this emo screamo bands and stuff, and like they'd be like, I had no idea about this, but like, these kids were like, yeah, we want to start, like, we want to be as crazy as like AC or whatever and stuff. And they're talking about it from our high school. I guess it's, and my daughter would say, that's my dad. And they'd look at her like, what? Like, yeah, that's my dad. He played in that band. Like, no, he didn't. Like, yeah, he did. And I remember at one time I had picked her up from school, and they were like, oh, fuck. Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
So that lineup recorded, I think it ended up being like a couple of 7 inches. Like, it was a split with Meat Shits, a split with Psycho, and then there was some comp tracks on that Masters of Noise, which I got here somewhere.
The SOA comp, yeah, Masters of Noise.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
And so let's listen to and I believe Fred is the one that recorded this stuff on the 4-track, right?
Yeah.
That session. So let's listen to a little bit of the split with I'm not sure what happened there, but
what happened?
I don't know. I played that 7-inch, and I guess
everything
froze. So
okay,
hopefully everybody's still there. It looked like everybody's still there. Yeah, this is live stuff. It's gonna happen, man. So I played that. Oh, no, and then that was it.
Yeah, that was the beginning of Fed Up by Judge.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's that I wore that fucking record out. I'm here, everybody. Everybody. I should be back because they're like on a 7-second delay or whatever. But I don't know what happened with that. So but we're back, everybody. It looks like there's still quite a few people here, so that's cool. So let me try playing that again. Hopefully it doesn't freeze up. Here we go. Oh no, that's it. I cut it off.
Damn.
So
I love those records. I love the way you sound those records.
Fred did a fucking amazing job. your
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
drums, the snare on those is so crisp, man. It's
Yeah,
like,
we did that. We did that in the attic, Seth's mother's attic, on a 4-track. My drum set is a hybrid of my drum set and Rick MacGyver from Postmortem's drum set.
oh wow.
Yeah, and it's I was probably his snare drum, but it was like, I don't know. It just like, that was so much. Those were really fun to make. It was really.
Yeah, they got worried that we got dropped off or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Roy, the part he's talking about the intro. Dun, 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 that's Judge. I never knew that was Judge.
Yeah, that was It's the beginning of that song, "Fed Up" by Judge. Down that road.
Wow. I never knew that, man. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm familiar with Judge, but I'm not really. I don't think I think I have maybe one record by him.
Oh yeah. I think Seth. I had played the New York Crew 7-inch of Seth, and Seth was like laughing his ass off at Mike Judge's voice because he just sounds like some. You gotta love somebody who just sounds like just so pissed off, you know.
But yeah, so that was recorded in Seth's attic. You said, and it was like March of '91. I remember. You know, I was one of those liner note nerds. You know, I remember that shit. Record on the 4-track in West Newton.
Yeah, West Newton.
Did you grow up there?
Yeah, we all grew up. We all grew up like Seth, Mike, and I. Like we went to high school. We all grew up in the same pretty much the same neighborhood. So,
how far is that from Boston?
Not very far at all.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe you guys. I mean, there's that. You guys don't have a thick Boston accent, you know. So
no. Well, Mike has a little one. I think we all do, but in some ways, for me, my mother grew up in Ohio, and I think when I was growing up, she like did not want me to have it, you know. So, you know, I really don't have. It's funny. I mean, I could pull it off pretty easily, but it's just because it's my environmental, you know, being around here. So, but no, none of us really do, which I think is good, you know.
Oh shit. So that's the lineup that did that played that show at the very beginning that I played. Yeah. And what memories do you have of that tour? And if anybody doesn't know, it was I guess from what I always thought it was you guys were touring together, but I guess you guys were kind of would meet up at certain places, or how did that work? The 91 tour, just to let everybody know, it was Incantation, Phlegm, and AC. Yeah.
You know, it's weird because it was weird because Fred was already out there, and I think Seth had been like plotting this at some point, and he didn't really tell me things until they were actually happening. And so I was like, this is what we're doing. I'm like, oh okay. You know, and it was really kind of a stressful. It was stressful at the time because I didn't know anything about. I just didn't know what was going on, and then we ended up like meeting up in Texas with and which was fine. You know, I mean, I was thinking about this today. I was trying to specifically remember how it actually came about, but the only things I really remember were the shows, because the shows was like fucking crazy. You know, they were, I mean, honest to God, out of control, and it wasn't like us just being crazy. You know, oh, they're doing that. The crowd. Like we walked in there and I was like, wow, Texas is where we need to be all the time, because these people go fucking, they just like, we you know, the minute sets like rolling on the floor or like throwing the mic, they're just like, all right, motherfucker. And they just go right at them, you know, and it's like, okay, that's exactly what we need, you know. You know, they weren't like, there was no barrier whatsoever. The first show we played there with Phlegm and Incantation was at the Pick and Pack.
Yeah, Pick and Pack. Yeah.
Yeah, and
that's That's a it's a parking lot now.
That makes sense. I think we almost made it a parking lot that night. But I can remember like we started playing and you know there was like within like a half second there was a fucking pig pile on top of me, you know, and it's like and I remember somehow I lost I didn't have my cymbals, which I really didn't have. I had hi-hat cymbals and like I had my hi-hats and a crash. And somehow we'd been driving down our engine seized, so we had to rent a car.
Oh shit.
At some point. And long story short, when we got down there, I never took my cymbals out of the trunk of the car. So I had to borrow the first night I had to borrow some cymbals, and I borrowed Jim from Incantation. I was like, can I borrow some of your cymbals? He said, yeah, no problem. So we start playing immediately, you know, the drum set's on the floor, the cymbals smack the ground, you know, just fucking complete chaos, you know. And I remember I was like, the next night I was like, Jim, he's like, you're not borrowing my fucking shit. Like, really? And I was like, really? Why not? He's like, are you nuts? I'm like, oh Jesus, man. I don't know how I ended up getting more cymbals, but anyway, but it was just fucking, the shows were nuts. They were out of control. They were just in a, but like, as I say, they're out of control. I mean it in a positive, meaning that
Right.
everybody there and us were all for it, you know. It's just crazy.
Let me ask you about. I mean, again, going back to the intro. I mean, I watched the AC Psycho video like religiously when I was like in high school, and me and my buddy Ray were heavily influenced by that. We just started playing noise also, and it was a lot of AC, influence big time. I even would like. I remember the first time we played, it was a show. It was like '93, and I had seen the video of that AC Psycho video a billion times, and I just played a show with a hi-hat, a cymbal, and a floor tom, just and snare, just like you did. Because I mean, I grew up in a small town, guys, or whatever, you know what I mean. So where did that? Obviously, you influenced me, but how did you? I guess where'd you come up with the idea of doing that? Because I've never seen anybody else do that before.
I think it was because everything else was going to be thrown. Or just be knocked over or whatever. But it's like, you know, it really, I mean, a lot of it came from the mastermind of it, which was Seth, because Seth had done other bands or other, I can't say noise bands, but other bands like he constantly made up, like, I would never call them parody bands, but he'd make up ridiculous idea bands. Like he would make up a band he made up. The first time I actually really talked and met Seth, Seth and Mike picked me up, and we went out to go hang out downtown Boston in the summer. And it was the summer before we started the band. And Seth was playing his tape in his car, and he says, yeah, this band's fucking crazy. You love them. They're called what the fuck what was it called? It was Raging Death. Okay. The whole band was just Seth and his cousin I wouldn't say parroting, but doing they wanted to sound like Hellhammer. And Seth wasn't actually playing a drum set. Remember when we were kids? Well, we're older, but you could buy like those penny banks, like a bank that was like the size of your favorite, it was like a big plastic mold of like the Thing, and it was like this big huge, and he was using it as a drum set. And I kid you not, I wish I had this fucking tape because they sound like Hellhammer. And I was like, what is, he's like, dude, they're fucking like, and he made up this right off the bat. He made up this like idea that they were like the freakiest, scariest band in the world. And he's like, and then at the end of it, I completely bought it. And then he's like, no, it's just me and my cousin.
Speaking of crazy bands, here's don't know. This is let me set back up since everything went to shit a while ago. this right here.
Oh yeah, cunt saw it's her hand.
You that's you and Seth, right?
Yeah. That well, cunt saw was we made that stuff up when we after we did AC practices, and I don't know, we just kind of came up with the songs, and it was just just kind of just jamming, and and we just made a tape, and then of course Sirhan. Actually, we did Sirhan as another one, just kind of made it up,
Yeah.
And it was just nothing was supposed to come of it, it was just there. We actually had another band. We had another band with Mike, and Mike was playing a 1-string bass, and it was called Excretion, and all the songs were like, oh god, it was fucking hysterical. It was like one song was called they were like, Seth was playing that SG guitar, and then Mike was playing the 1-string bass, but it was like flowers. I love flowers. I love to eat them. And it's like hi, Mr. Mailman. I want to kill you all. I wish I had the tape of that. That thing was fucking
I wish you did too.
Fucking hysterical. But we did that, and then we had we had this. Oh my god, we had this fucking band, which was. We did this thing. It was like avant-garde, whatever. And I was playing guitar. I don't know how to play guitar at all. And Seth was playing drums, and Mike was just reading, like doing scat, like poetry. And it was like just like all ridiculous. And we had this one long, like 45-minute song called "I Went to the Store." And Mike's like, "I went to the store. I went and got milk and eggs at the store." And Seth's just like, dum, 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 dum. And I'm just like playing like acoustic, like I'm just playing like no distorted guitar, like so basically it sounds like every Black Flag album, like post, like jam album. It's fucking crazy. I wish we had a recording of that. It was fucking hysterical.
Oh yeah.
And we named it after Charles Bukowski.
Yeah, I wish I had there was in like 1990, me and my buddy Ray, the one that I told you that we started that noise band or whatever in 93, we were like hell, I was 15 years old. It was me and him, and we just started making noise, and we had our friend's little brother who was like probably 10 at the time. We just started. I wish I had a fucking recording of it, because we actually recorded on tape. It was just 1 string, like, or maybe 2, a broken up acoustic guitar, and then I'm playing I'm not playing drums. I'm like beating on like whatever was in his room at the time, and then his little 10-year-old kid's like whatever. I'm like, damn, I wish I still had that, man. I was like, we're 15, and we're just, I mean, we just, I think we wanted to be like Sore Throat or something like that. But that just reminded me of that. I wish I fucking, I wish I had that. I wish you still had that shit too.
Oh, me too.
That'd be fucking great. All right, here's kind of flipping around back and forth, but you have a good story about Seth and oh
yeah, well
and Tom from Phlegm.
Oh yeah, that was from those shows in 1990. What was it, 91? Yeah, 91.
Yeah,
and I think that's one of the shows. But the funny thing is, Tom's kind of a short guy. Tom's short, and he was really thin. And I swear, and Tom's always like, well, he was always fucking drunk. And Seth would like, I swear, every time I see it, Seth would pick him up like a fucking battering ram and use him like to clobber the audience down. Tom like, what happened, dude? What happened? What are you fucking doing, dude? It's hysterical, man.
You sound just like him.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's absolutely hysterical, man.
Oh shit. Hell, Roy might have taken that picture. Roy, did you take that photo?
He might have. It would not surprise me. That was when I first met Roy.
Yeah, he was touring around with Incantation. Yeah.
Yeah, I was always. It was really strange because like I didn't know Incantation at all.
Wow. See, I didn't know this. Roy said, one of the Phlegm guys says that's the Pick and Pack show.
That's a Pick and Pack. Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know. But I know when I had the Flim guys on, they were always just poking fun of Tom because he wore that carcass shirt like every day.
Yeah, you
Only shirt he wore.
Yeah, he wore that, and he'd always wear. He wore those combat boots.
Yeah, combat boots. Yeah,
he didn't fucking tie them, and they were just like, like feet were flapping around. Dumb
yeah,
fuck.
Yeah, that's great. That's an awesome photo, man.
Oh, I love that picture. I fucking love that picture. Seth and his fucking painkiller shirt.
Yeah. From the you mentioned you saw him on that tour, right?
Oh yeah. It was absolutely incredible.
So all right, we were talking about the split with AC and all that. So 90, that was the 91 tour, and then so I think you told me this is your favorite recording of that I think that's what you told me. Let's listen to this.
Yeah.
Dude, John's fucking guitar tone on that record is insane.
It's ridiculous. Actually, yeah. A lot of the basic tracks of that were done as just Seth and I.
Oh, okay.
And because it was, I felt so. John came and did a lot of overdubs for some of the stuff, but like a lot of the noise stuff was just Seth and I, because John had gotten kidney stones, and he was like in the hospital. He wanted to come, but he was just fucking wrecked. And he actually drove to the studio with us, and he was like laying on the floor. He's like, I can't be here. I have to go to the hospital. From what I can remember.
Wow.
And so like a lot of the basic tracks were just Seth and I. But that record is just, I mean, all the early stuff I love. Yeah. But that record, sound wise, for one of our big records, I guess, or one of our, major label, if you want to call it a major label, but that is just fucking sounds, it's ferocious, absolutely ferocious record. And we did it. I think all the basic tracks were done in like 4 hours. Like we just flew through that fucker, just real quick. So
yeah, I mean, I've told you already, but at that time, I mean, like I said, I absolutely worshipped like the early HD stuff, and I just remember that one came out. Of course, it was on Relapse, so more people saw it. Yeah. And it was just like some kid was like, "Oh yeah, I heard that anal cunt or whatever." Like, oh no, It's like, no. I mean, you kind of got to expect that, right? But but I mean, I still like it. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah.
At that time, I was like, I'm like, Mr. Total Underground. I'm like, that came out, I think, like 92, maybe. I can't remember now, but I was like,
life of me, I can't remember. Yeah. That recording was actually our demo. That was like a demo that we sent to Earache. And
oh really?
Yeah, and then I don't know if Seth had sent it to Earache and Relapse, but long story short, then there was a bidding war of who's going to put that out. And they're like, well, we want to put it out. No, we want to put it out. So we basically brokered the deal or Seth brokered, I shouldn't say we, but Seth brokered the deal that Relapse was going to put Morbid Florist out, and then we were going to put some other stuff out on Earache. And but what was funny about that is that album cover is with Relapse. They're like, well, okay, whatever your album cover is, we're going to make merchandise of the album cover. So Seth's like, oh, what the fuck? Okay, I got to do something. He's racking in his brain what he wants to do. And originally he wanted to get a drawing and call it Morbid Tennis Court. And it'd be a cartoon picture of Satan and Jesus playing tennis. And, oh yeah. Yeah. What?
I'm not gonna lie. I would have fucking enjoyed that more.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Morbid Tennis Court.
But so we Seth and I were also I'm a big fan of the Buzzcocks, but the song that song, the album cover, that's the Morbid Florist there is Pete Shelley from the Buzzcocks, who also had this, but we Seth had the 12-inch of that song that Pete Shelley sang, Homo Sapien, and he's just like, okay, I got this guy, I got to use this for the Morbid Florist, okay, and so he cut it out and he made the collage and he did that. But here's a great story. Here's a great story. A great punchline to that story is that years later, I saw the Buzzcocks live, and I happened to get to meet Pete Shelley.
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, you're from the anal cunts." And I'm like,
oh yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck.
That's awesome.
The thoughts in my head are, he's gonna punch me in the face. He's gonna sue me. I all negatives. And he's just like, I saw that album cover and I laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. Why did you do that? Cutaway, I end up like drinking, like having like 3 or 4 beers with fucking Pete Shelley, laughing his ass off.
That fucking rules, man.
I know, right? I wish I had a copy of it. I would have had an autograph it because it was fucking
somebody asked, I don't know if I've ever heard this or not, but Morbid Florist, Will Romer came up with the title. I don't know what that. I never heard that before.
Yeah, that's not true at all.
Yeah, yeah. So that's not true at all. And ironically, the song "Radio Hit" actually became a hit.
I know, right? Well, that's when. Well, the best part about it is that when like especially back then, we didn't have song titles. It like.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the idea of it's like, if you look in the record, it's like slow song from Split 7-inch, song number blah. So it's all just, I wouldn't say it's not a song title. It's just a monarch of what the song is. So when we wrote Radio Hit, or when we came up with it, it's like, honest to God, it was like, let's write a radio hit. and so we call it Radio Hit, but it's like, I fucking love that song. It's absolutely hysterical. It's fucking great.
Yeah, I was actually there's a video of you. I think you and Mike are playing that song with some band.
No, me and John Kozik.
Oh, was that John?
Yeah, we're playing with no, why the fuck can't I remember what band? God, see, this is what happens when you get old.
Or something, or
what's that?
Was it Bird something, or
no
Wild, or I saw it, but yeah, it's a video of you guys playing that.
I'm so embarrassed I can't remember the name of the band because I really like them too.
All right, everybody's going on about Will. Apparently, Will worked in a flower shop or something like that.
I don't remember it being about Will Romer. If Seth had, I don't even think Seth was friends with Will Romer at the time, so I don't know.
But yeah, that song, yeah, I just found it funny that that's one of those songs that for people that when they mention AC songs, that song. I guess because you had song titles at that point, it kind of it's easier to remember because.
Oh yeah, well, it's also it's catchy as hell.
Oh, it's very catchy.
It's hysterical.
Did Seth write those riffs, or who wrote those riffs, or was it John?
No, Seth wrote that song.
Yeah, that's
a lot of the songs. I think just about every song on that record was written by Seth. Yeah.
Yeah, because he told me that Seth was like a fucking great drummer too. So.
Oh yeah, he was a really good drummer. He was, as I said, he pretty much like just about every instrument he'd pick up, he would like. Now, when I say that, I mean just like your typical rock instruments. Like he was a really good bass player. He was a really good guitar player. He was a really good drummer. He just could do that. Oh God.
Yeah. Is this at the infamous Nuclear Fest?
That's at Nuclear Fest. Yeah. Yeah. That's at Nuclear Fest.
So
Fred and his
last show, I think.
That might have been his last show.
I think he told me that was his last show.
That
but yeah, Fred and John like doing the dual fucking Blur stuff is just unbelievable.
Oh yeah, we didn't. I don't remember. We didn't play a lot of shows as a 4-piece. It's that 4-piece stuff. From what I remember. One of the shows we did play as that lineup was fucking incredible. Is we opened up for the Boredoms in upstate New York, which was
yeah.
It was like I think it was the Boredoms, Brutal Truth, and the Pain Teens, who are from your hood.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I have something on that too.
Oh
yeah. I have I've worn a Pain Teens shirt on the show before.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bliss Blood used to work at Sound Exchange.
I know. That's where we played that
And
acoustic
AC
show.
played at Sound Exchange.
Is she still around there?
No, she lives in New York now.
She still lives in New York. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. So hopefully, let me try to play that video. Hopefully, because that's again, that's one of the greatest fucking videos ever. Like,
Oh, that video! Oh God.
let me see if it'll play right. Hopefully it does. Everybody's seen it. But yeah, it's starting off kind of slow. Yeah. Let me see if I can. Yeah, it might play slow for some reason. Let me see. Here we go. Anyway, so that show is probably, as far as YouTube is concerned, that show's got like, well, there used to be a version that was on there that had like fucking just so many comments, and they're actually, some of them are actually rather funny. But the one thing everybody always brings up is when you come from behind the drum and like start throwing the sticks or whatever. But I know the reason. I know the real reason, because a lot of people didn't really see what happened. But turns out something happened that made you get up and do that, right?
Yeah, somebody threw a rock at me and hit me in the head.
There you go.
And I was like so pissed. And it was like, I can't even, it was like 90 billion degrees outside, and it was just ridiculous. And I was actually really pissed at Seth at that point, because it was nothing was going right, you know. And I was just like, it's like, can we just finish, please? Just get it over with.
Classic line by Seth. Don't get scared by Tim. He likes to get sick or some shit.
No.
What did he say?
He's like, yeah, he's scared. He's been listening to too much Deicide.
Shit.
He's been listening to too much Deicide. Something like that.
Apparently, Andy's friend Bill shot that video.
Oh, no way. Oh, Andy, God bless you. That was a really crazy show, because I remember towards the end of the night, there was a huge rainstorm, and then Deceased played, and King Valley borrowed my snare drum, which fucking like blew my mind, because King Valley drums was ridiculously good.
Yeah,
but after that, St. Vitus played. And the storm was behind St. Vitus, and St. Vitus is playing the song St. Vitus. And as they're playing that song and they're doing the chorus, St. Vitus, lightning is just flashing everywhere. And I'm like, whoa, that's doom.
My favorite, I mean, you guys were fucking hilarious in that video. My favorite thing is at the end when those fucking guys in the Daisy Dukes and no shirts come out to try to kick you off the stage.
They were so fucking mad. Yeah, they were just like, what the, fucking.
Let me try it again. I mean, I don't know why it's doing this shit, but it's a very end. So let me.
It's like this. It's like we're in the middle of nowhere in like fucking Virginia somewhere, and it's all these these sound guys, and it's like 100 billion degrees outside. And it's like, oh my god. Yeah, there he is. He's pissed. The set had already broken like 2 nights.
Yeah. He'd already, yeah. See, I don't know why it's going so slow. Maybe it'll speed up here in a second. But his goons that come on afterwards, those two guys. Yeah, let's wait. What the fuck? Let me see if somebody should make a meme out of those guys. There they are.
Fanny pack.
Let me pause that. I mean, look at that, dude. Look at that shit.
Oh, I know, right?
And they want nothing, no part of Seth. They're like, hey, guy, get off the stage.
Well, it's great. And I haven't watched this video in full in a long time, but what's great is John and I were like, we pretty much the two of us knew the cue when to just start like, okay, time to pack up, time to go, time to fucking go. And it was quick. I mean, John and I talk about this a lot. I mean, he's the one who started this one. It's like when we played it, when it was the three of us, John, Seth, and I. John would like, before we'd get on stage and Seth would be off, doing whatever, we would get up to go set up and we would find every heavy object we could possibly find and hide it, and we were like, and John was fucking stealth about it. I mean, he explained to me what he was doing and I cued in on it and I was like, oh, good idea. And we would just, oh, mic stand. Oh, that can go away. Oh, concrete block. I don't know why that's there. Okay. Just get everything off the stage.
Yeah, there's that whole show. Well, all whatever minutes of it, the whole thing's on YouTube. Robert, just put AC Live 93 or something like that, and you'll be able to see it all.
Oh yeah,
it's hilarious. There's a lot of classic moments. Somebody mentioned the one of Seth like jumping on the stage and not being able to get on the first time or something like that.
Oh yeah. He tries to get back. He's trying to climb back on the stage. And I swear the monitor falls on his head. I don't know. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. Thanks for the reminder, John Doe. Here it is right here. Where'd it go? Damn it. Oh, all right. So I don't know if you've told this story much or not, but the Breaking the Law show.
Oh Jesus.
Where's the damn? What am I doing? Hold on. I haven't done this in a couple months. I'm rusty here.
Hold on a second.
Here we go. All right, the very, very famous photo.
Can you
Can I what?
zoom in on
you,
Seth? Yeah. No, not me. On the Seth.
Oh yeah, for sure. Give me a second.
Now zoom.
Is that Fred behind him?
Yep.
That's what I thought. All right, let me zoom in. Where do you want it?
Go a little below. Look at Seth's pants. He pissed himself. Apparently it was like he was like, dude, I went to the bathroom. He went to the bathroom to take a leak and he's wearing sweatpants, and I think he just like did it by accident, but I don't know. I just fucking laughed because he was drunk as shit. But that was I'm not gonna lie, that was a fucking terrifying experience. That was absolutely
okay. So
horrifying.
Yeah, I talked to Fred about it, and I guess he was. I think obviously he was still in the band at the time, but I guess the melee that ensued, it was pretty wild, like getting out of there or something like that. Do you remember?
Oh yeah. I
Where's this show at? Is this the Boston show?
Yeah, this is in Boston. It's not really in Boston. It's like outside of Boston, but it's like in a suburb. But it's like this. The fucking venue was like, from what I can remember, the venue was like this, like some roadhouse fucking stupid bar, and it was like a battle of bands night.
Oh shit!
So it's like the bands that played were all like, we were all friends, or like we all knew each other, and. What was going on in that bar at the time was it's like a town, it's like old man towny bar. So it's like they had a dart competition going on and all this shit.
God, yeah.
So it's like it was completely combustible. And the other bands like started, Seth knew the other bands, and they just like they just started having a chair fight. I honest to God do not know what the fuck happened, because I was behind the drums, and all of a sudden it was like I hear stop it, and the bar lady comes behind, and she had like got hit by a chair. She started screaming. Then all the locals were like, "What the fuck's going on?" And I'm like, "Oh shit!" And I was trying to get Fred's amp out of the venue, and I get fucking beamed in the back of the head. I don't know what the fuck happened. I honestly, God, do not know what happened. and although I think Fred had a Camaro, I'm not sure what kind of car he had.
Camaro,
Yeah,
hell yeah.
But I've never in my entire life seen a half cab, he had a Marshall cab. I've never seen a cab go into a car that quickly. It was, but as we were leaving, like we fucking like ducked out of there because Fred went out, like was in his car, and John Sethenauer in another, and John Sethenauer in John's car. And as we were driving off, it was like one cop car, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're just hightailing it out of there. Like, what the fuck? And it was fucking, I'm not gonna lie. I was practically shitting my pants. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Seth pissed his and you shit yours.
Yeah, I know, right? I was just like, what? Wait, who's the dude between Seth? Oh,
yeah. I left it on there. Yeah, Andy had asked.
Well, okay, so Fred's playing.
Yeah,
that's Seth. I don't know who that guy in the middle is.
Is that Scott Hole guy?
No, that's not Scott.
Oh,
that's I don't know who that guy is. He's obviously
like a tough guy. I don't know.
I don't know. And then the guy with the pulling the drink up is he was the bass player for the band Nightstick.
Oh, okay.
Who played as well. And yeah, so
Sam Hyde.
What's that?
Sam Hyde.
Oh, what, the guy in the middle?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea who that is.
Okay.
Yeah, he does look like a badass. He probably rode in on a very expensive motorcycle.
Was there arrests?
Seth didn't get arrested. No.
Okay.
I think the guy who has the beer in his hand, Alex, I believe he did get arrested afterwards because he got something happened. A lot of shit happened that night that I didn't even want to get into. There's some fucking crazy ass shit happened.
Well, it's forever on a record.
Yeah, I know, right? It was like, I can only say it's cool because I made it out of there alive, but I didn't think I was going to make it out of there alive. And it was like, I remember when we got back to the rehearsal space, and Seth's like, "Oh, that was so fucking awesome!" I'm like, that wasn't fucking awesome, dude. What the fuck? I was really freaked out. I mean, it wasn't like there's a difference between you go to an AC show and people, are being AC fans or whatever, and like, oh wow, you're gonna die. It's like, oh shit,
Yeah, because there wasn't, like you said, there was a lot of like just regulars in there, right?
Yeah. And I mean, it's like usually regulars look at you and say like, "You're a fucking asshole, fuck you." But this is like all of a sudden, Seth and the other band guys got into a chair fight, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, oh fuck."
All right, cool, good. That's great, man. I appreciate you sharing that. All right, so let's talk about this album, the first album, which I mean, I've told you, I'm not ashamed to say it. I mean, 58 fucking minutes is just way too goddamn much, man.
Oh, I know. It's that album is our Black Flag, My War. It's like, let's see if our fans really like us.
Well, to me, it's kind of like the kind of like a closure on the.
Oh yeah, it's the greatest hits
on the Blur area, if you will, kind of.
Yeah.
But 58 minutes of it, holy fuck! I mean, but I like the recording itself. I hadn't listened to it in fucking years, so just getting prepared for this, I listened to it and I'm like, yeah, this sounds fucking great. But I was a 7-inch guy. I was an AC on 7-inch guy, and that came out like, oh fuck. I mean, I loved it, but I was like, god damn, but in a way, it's total anal cunt to like torture somebody by, all right, motherfucker, we're gonna give you a fucking hour of this shit. You know what I mean? That's kind of the way I see it now.
Oh man, that record is a fucking riot. It's funny because it's like the noise stuff, the Blur stuff on that record. I think we recorded like 3 times.
Holy shit!
3 different times, and then when you finally used the last version, obviously the last version of it, and then the other songs we recorded over a certain period of time, and just put the whole thing together. It seemed like it took forever to make, but it actually didn't take very long at all. I was really bummed out about this record because it's the same studio we did Morbid Florist in, but they had gone digital. Like, you know, Morbid Florist was all analog, and then we wanted to do this, and it was digital, and it didn't have the same bite as like Morbid Florist, which, you know, but I mean, I can't say I dislike it. I think I like the way we played on Morbid Florist. I just feels a lot better, you know. But there are things I do like about this album.
So somebody brought it up. I think it was Sam, and I think you mentioned it to me. Now, like I said, I was in AC like when there wasn't song titles, and then Morbid Florist came out, and there's song titles, and this one had a bunch of song titles. So what's the story behind, like, I guess, adding song titles at this period of time?
I think on this record, from what I can remember, it was really because Eric told us we had to. Like, no, for copyright reasons, we need names. I'm like, we don't have fucking song titles.
Oh shit!
So I think a lot of them,
when did they tell you this though?
I
after recording it.
I think probably. You know, wow. I mean, a lot of the conversations about this stuff Seth had with them, and I was not. I tried to be involved with it, but Seth kind of pushed me out of it because he's become very private about like the business side of stuff, which kind of, it irritated me, but there was really nothing. I felt like there was nothing I could do about it, you know. And I just kind of was going with the ride at this point, and I was just like, well, you know, and plus the fact that I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to be on earache, you know? And I mean, you know, think about it. I mean, back then, I mean, like, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's fucking earache, you know, earache was like, that was like the shit, you know, for a grind band, you know, and especially
it's funny hearing you say that though, because I'm like, well, you know, cause you guys were around when earache was just beginning also. So, yeah, to me it was like, it's just another fucking label or whatever. But it's kind of. I guess I wouldn't expect you to say that about earache.
Well, I mean, it's also, it's like, you know, when you're a kid, and all you want to do, like, you know, you listen to music and you're listening to your friend, you listen to your records, and you like buy like your Black Flag record, and you find that vinyl, and what's it going to be like if I'm ever on a record? And then you hold that fucking record and you're like, holy shit, you know, I'm one of them now, you know?
Yeah.
And it's, I think, you know, to be on I don't know. It was just like, I'm on a label with now it's like I'm on earache. You know, these people that I admire are now my peers. So it's like, fuck, you know. It's like, you know, what the fuck? How did I become how did I become this, you know? And but also that's just me thinking about it now, because back then it was just, everything was so fast. It just kind of just happened, you know. Right. All of a sudden I'm sitting in Seth's apartment, like signing contracts with earache, and I'm like, I didn't even fucking read them. And here's here. Yeah, exactly. It's like, fucking give me the last page.
How many pages was it, or was it like super long contract or what? I mean, obviously, I've never signed a contract.
It was super long. It was super long, and it was, honest to God, it was written in Old English. I wish I fucking had it. I mean, but you know, and I can't even. I never made one fucking red cent off them. You know, wow. I never made a dime. And what do you?
Well, that seems to be a theme with that label. But
you think?
but that way, you know, whatever. That's been talked to death already. So.
Oh yeah.
You actually toured a lot after that came out, right?
Oh yeah.
Quite a bit.
We toured with after that we did a tour of the whole United States, which I can't say was the whole United States. I swear to God, it was like, oh, Marcy says hi.
Apparently.
Hi, Marcy. That's an old friend.
Yeah.
We did our first tour, like, of the United States. I can't say it was like a lot of shows, because it was only like 4. And it was like,
Well, you toured again with Incantation that year, right?
No, that was later.
That was 94.
Yeah, we
Later
did.
in 94. Yeah, I saw you guys that year also.
Well, son of a bitch, we did. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was Incantation again.
Yeah, where did we play? Where'd you see us, in Texas?
Yeah, the second time was
Obviously in Texas.
It
Yeah.
was a fucking place called where was it? Headquarters or some shit? I can't remember.
Was that with it was like, was that like the Don Decker package?
It
Was Incantation? Was there like
was a band called Afterlife that played also.
Okay, Morpheus Descends didn't play that, did they?
No, not here.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to remember that. Fuck, I don't remember.
But I just
we played a lot with Incantation, which is fine by me because I fucking love that band.
Yeah. But yeah, I because there's it's weird because the 91 stuff, there's not a lot of videos of you guys, which is kind of odd, but it seemed like 94, that's all you see a lot of like shows or whatever.
Well, yeah. Well,
I guess there wasn't many people videotaping stuff then, but just a
few.
few.
What you talking about, the Fred stuff?
Yeah.
Well, because honestly, I don't think we did this stuff down in Texas with Fred, and we only did a handful. We didn't do I don't feel we played a lot of shows with Fred. Not enough.
I thought maybe you guys played a lot more, like, in your area or something.
Not really. I mean, because nobody wanted us. Nobody would give us a show. I mean, we played the what was it, the show that Jim Fleet's Festival of Freaks, we played with, that was that big show with like that was with Fred, and that show was fucking incredible. And and then I'm trying to remember something we did. Obviously did Texas, and then we did the show with the Boredoms up in upstate New York. And I'm trying to remember the other shows. It was very sparse back then with the shows. It wasn't until like after we got to Earache where we started touring a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The lineup with the lineup as a 3-piece with John, Seth, and I. We toured a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
you toured Europe also.
Yeah, we did. We did tour Europe with that lineup, and that went really well as well. That was really easy. We toured Japan with that lineup.
Yeah, that's I used that photo for the flyer I made.
Yeah. That was the first show we played in Japan. That was at the place called Bears, this small little venue. And I remember
did you tell me you guys played with White House? Or no, who was that? Somebody told me they played a show.
No, we played on that tour. We played with the Ruins from Japan. We played with Merzbow. We played with Masana.
Merzbow, that's the one I'm thinking. I'm thinking of another noise band. Yeah.
We played with Merzbow. We played with Masana. We played with Corrupted. Right. Fuck, Corrupted were so goddamn loud.
Oh, that doom, like sludgy band.
Yeah. But I can remember that first show we played in Japan, and I remember being there, and I was like, it was a small. It was like we had three like big shows, and this was like an opening, like last minute, like put together show. And I remember being in the backstage area, and I remember I was going to go into the actual like audience area, and I was like, I wonder how many people are here. And I opened the door, and I couldn't fucking walk in. It was like packed, like
wow,
completely packed. And I was like, oh shit. And then I walked back, and I went to John. And I was like, dude, that place is full. He's like, what do you mean? I said, it's completely full. And he's like, and I just, it didn't die. I mean, it just would not register in my head that many people would be there to see my band. And I remember we got on stage and we played, because there was a stage door, and we walked on stage and we started playing. And it was just fucking crazy. And it was the ceiling was dripping with perspiration, and I had to like rub like duct tape onto my hands to hold the sticks, because they kept slipping out of my hands. Wow. And I couldn't. It was fucking incredible. It was absolutely incredible. I was just floored, And I remember we that label Toys Factory was the one who, I think they work with Eric, but Yeah, they set up the shows, and the first night I had a hotel room, and they bought me a bouquet of flowers that said "Thank you for coming to our country." I'm like, holy shit!
Wow.
You're just like, what is this? Doesn't make any sense.
Fucking Beatles over here. Now, all those times that Seth would say like, "Hello, well, hi, we're the Beatles." It kind of almost came true, right? You guys were
pretty much,
like
yeah.
gods.
Hello, we're the Beatles. Yeah, that was the first show in Germany, and like nobody. I guess we just thought nobody understood what the fuck we were saying. Like, hello, we're the Beatles.
All right. So speaking of, I've kind of mentioned it a couple of times, but I got something. I mean, you've probably seen this one, but I have a photo that I don't think you've seen. But this.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, this one that you've seen, but this is actually at the old Sound Exchange in Houston.
Yep.
On Westheimer Street, and I think this was the 95 or something like that.
Yeah,
you guys played I guess a little acoustic in store at a record store.
Yeah, we did a couple of shows like that. We did a couple of in stores like that, and then we actually did a show. We played a show at the Wetlands in New York City.
Yeah,
opening for Carnivore, and we did an acoustic set.
Wow! You know what? Somebody mentioned Carnivore in I saw it earlier. Let me see. They mentioned something about Carnivore. Man, where'd he go? Anyways, whoever mentioned Carnivore, type it again because I can't fucking find it. It's lost in there somewhere.
We did a couple of shows. We did, I think. Well, with me, I know we played. No, yes, Roy. It was at a public library. It was in the children's section.
No, Sound Exchange I think that was their biggest store they had, like as far as building. They were great. That's when I think Bliss Blood actually put that together. I think she was still working there.
Yeah, she was, because
Bliss Blood from the Paintings, for anybody that doesn't know.
This was fucking hysterical. Actually, I should talk to John about this. She let us stay at her house that night. What was it? Yeah. We stayed at her house over. Do you remember oh God, what was the television show? Fuck, I forgot. Oh my God, it was a detective show. Anyway, we were watching this detective.
Rumbo?
No, I wish. No, it was an 80s. The guy was oh God, why can't
Hunter?
Hunter. It was Hunter.
How did I figure that out?
So check this out. So we had watched an episode of the night before somewhere we watched an episode of Hunter. It was like, it was on syndication. We watched an episode of Hunter, and it was a two-parter. And she's like,
wow.
Well, the next day she's like, I got to go to work. I'm like, can we wait here and just watch Hunter? You need to see what happens. She's like, sure.
All right. So I have something from that Sound Exchange still has it in their possession because Kurt, one of the owners, sent it to me because they used to have it on display all the time. I don't know if they still have it on display. So let me pull it up and you'll notice it right away. Where's it at? Oh, here we go. Check this out.
Oh, they still got it?
Still got it. Look at that.
Oh, that's fucking hysterical.
Isn't that great?
Oh my God. That is fucking, oh my God. That's
the one Seth is playing, I believe.
Yeah, Seth broke it. Yeah.
Yep.
They
still have it, dude. They still have it.
What did he write? AC was here.
Oh, I don't know. Let me zoom in. AC was here, 5/10/95.
Oh, that's what it write. Okay.
And then John's on there, and then TIM Morse with some kind of.
I read my.
Oh, that's AC.
My graffiti AC 95 there.
Yeah, it does look like graffiti.
Yeah, that's fucking hysterical, man. They still got it. That's awesome.
Still have it, dude.
They probably get a pretty penny for that motherfucker.
Yeah, well, so.
I like that store.
Yeah, so yeah, they're great, dude. That's they so it's cool that I got to tie in Sound Exchange for a fucking show. But yeah, it's still the two guys that own it. They help me out, And I always like to mention this. One of the owners, Kevin Bacos, he's the one that did the Dealing With It artwork, album artwork.
Wait, Bacos owns that place?
Yeah, he's one of the owners.
Motherfucker, that's amazing.
Yeah, he's been there forever, dude. Him and Kurt Brennan is the other owner.
Really? Because Bacos did a lot of great artwork back then.
Yeah, he did a shitload of stuff for Houston bands, like Verbal Abuse, stuff like that.
Yeah. That's fucking great. Oh my
But yeah,
God.
he's one of the. Actually, I saw him. I went in there Sunday, and he was in there. So we bugged him for my band HRA to do artwork, but he's like, I don't want to do that shit no more. So,
well,
but yeah. So I thought you'd get a kick out of this fucking.
Oh, I fucking love it. I'm so glad they still have it. That's amazing. That's fucking amazing.
Shit. Here's a question: do you still have that bass drum shield with the AC logo?
Yes, I do.
There he does.
That's yes, I do. I still got it. Where is it? Yeah, it's here. I got it. I was trying to remember where it was. It's upstairs. Yeah, I got it. Actually, yeah, I do. I was trying to think if there was a story behind it, but I don't have one.
Yeah, let me see. There was something else I may have missed before. I don't. By that name, I have a feeling that's somebody that you probably know. Who's Dick Butkus? I don't know. He's somebody who's a Bears fan, but that somehow I think that's somebody we might know. That just seems like an odd name.
Dick Butkus was
he was a football player.
Yeah, he was the coach for the Bears.
Yeah. But I mean, the way they spelled it, it just seems like is that you, Mike? I call Mike Mahan.
No, it's not Mike Mahan. Yeah, it's funny you asked me if Mike Mahan might show up, and I was like, I don't know. Mike's a little Mike has a little technophobia, so I don't know if he could. I don't know if he could get on fucking line, but he might.
Yeah. What about John Kozik?
I think he's. I don't know. I should have mentioned it. I didn't even mention this to him. I don't know what he's probably working tonight. He's a very industrious, busy man.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good, I guess. But yeah, man. Let me see. I've been going out this a while, so I'm gonna start winding it down. Let me see. There's something else. Is there something else I wanted to? No, I think I got it all. So, all right. So I give everybody 5 minutes. If I haven't asked the question you've been asking, go ahead and ask it now. And Tim will either answer it or he won't. So
and there might be a part two. So
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, like I said in the beginning, there's just so much shit, so much history, and I made it pretty clear to you that this era was my fucking anal cunt era, So
well,
because I kind of I'm starting to, how you mentioned earlier how pissing people off. I was like, okay, I kind of like people getting pissed off about stuff. So I've noticed a lot of people nowadays is like all they do is worry about whatever anal cunt song titles are, and they get really fucking hurt about it or get their feelings hurt or whatever. So it kind of makes me kind of maybe look into that era a little more now, just to fucking just so these just I don't know. It's just I don't know. I grew up in a different time, obviously, and it's funny to me that people get so butthurt about stuff and just.
I think when especially when I left the band in the '90s, it was just like I'm like I wanted to continue to do the noise stuff or just the craziness and like that type of music I wanted to play, and Seth wanted to write like these. I don't know what for me it just looked like he wanted to just. It wasn't really particularly the music I demanded. It was just like everything was just going to be like, I'm going to make fun of everything, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, but it's just like, oh God, it's just going to be like more and more and more and more. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Where do you? I mean, but he still found a way to.
Oh no! I mean, he was
push the button.
I mean, I mean, he's a master. He was a mastermind at it, but I was just like, it was, and John can talk about this. It's just we talk about this a lot. It was fucking hard because it was like, you want to be a band, you want to be different, you want to do what we're doing, but it's like, every night it's like, okay, what are we going to run into? There was never a normal night. It was stressful.
Right. All right, so let's get into some of the questions. What are some current bands you listen to?
Oh God, I listen to so many fucking bands. There's a great noisecore band called Coke Nail who've been around for fucking ever, who are fucking amazing. There's of course I listen to every fucking Captain Three Leg album ever fucking made on the face of the earth. And if you don't listen to Captain Three Leg, you might as well just throw yourself off a fucking cliff because you're a fucking moron.
All right. Now I know for a fact Andy's going to use that as a sample, so you're welcome, Andy.
God, off the bat, I mean, I love grindcore music. I love fast music. I love noisecore, and there's so much good stuff out there right now. You just got to go. You go out and look. I mean, it makes me really happy that there's still people to do it, and still want to do it, Yeah. So I'm trying to think of.
I mean, like I said in the beginning, you guys are a big reason why. I mean, you went to Germany in '90, and it's no coincidence that after that, tons of German noise bands popped up.
Oh yeah, I never thought of it. Honestly, I never thought of it that way because I never thought
it's true.
I know, but it's like when you're doing something, I don't think you ever think about the impact you're going to make on things.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, thanks. I mean, a lot of. I find a lot of I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring back Andy into the fold. Like Andy has this label, Mortville Noise, one of the greatest fucking labels ever. But he brings out these bands. He finds this stuff that like people are like, I'm like, when the fuck did this come out? Who is this? And it's like, oh yeah, well it's like he fucking put out this. Who's watching this? Go to look up the Mortville Noise label, and you'll find just it's incredible. But like the band Ventilator, he just put out.
Oh yeah, he just released that. Yeah,
he put out that. I'm like, holy shit, Ventilator. I'm like, and I look at this flyer, I'll be like, I fucking played with them. I didn't even remember playing with them. Like, what the fuck? It's incredible. It's incredible stuff.
Well, I'll give Andy a plug. I've known Andy forever, but go to Mortville Noise Bandcamp and give him $1 or $2, and you can get like all kinds of shit. If you're into the fucking noise and the grind and the hardcore or whatever, the crazy shit, silly shit. That's
here's a band that I adore that everybody needs to listen to is fucking Wadge. Okay, if you don't listen to Wadge, you're a fucking dummy.
Andy says it's pronounced Wadge.
All right, Wadge. Excuse me. I did. I even asked Wadge, how do you pronounce it? Now I fucking said it wrong. God damn it.
It's Wadge, man.
But the other thing is like I love.
There's somebody wanting to know there's AC appreciation and fan page on Instagram.
Oh really? I'll have to check that out. Oh my God. Well, if I ever go back, I should say if I ever go back out on those things.
Do you like any of the stuff you didn't play on?
Yes and no. I like what it is. I think the people that played on it. I think Nate is a fucking great drummer. I think fucking John Gillis is fucking an absolute goddamn machine. I think I liked it for what it is. I think there was a lot of it is fucking hysterical. Yeah. All
right. Speaking of John Kozik, John goes out with Derek's ex-fiance. Holy shit. I don't know if I should have put. Well, he posted it, so I guess I could.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? I should probably tell this to people right now. Is John Kozik? If you're into like some scary stuff, I wouldn't say scary stuff, but John Kozik runs a talking board. He helps run the Talking Board Society. Basically, he owns one of the largest Ouija board collections in the world.
Holy shit!
And he has a museum in Salem, Massachusetts, that he runs. And wow. He does some big stuff. So it's like Yeah, I forget now. Now he's going to kill me if he watches this because I forgot the name of his museum. But anyway, the museum's
Well, I'll tell you this: when we find out, I'll put it in the description. Everybody,
yeah, but he runs this museum, and it's pretty fucking incredible. So you should go check it out. You know, if you're ever in Salem, Massachusetts, because you know. But
let me address this. The good thing about this show is it'll be on YouTube forever once we're done live. So if you miss the first 30 minutes, you once we go off air, it'll be available on YouTube like that, so you can watch it. And there will definitely be another part 2 as long as Tim is into it.
Yeah, I'm into it. You know, I can pronounce band names correctly this time. You know.
Hey, look, Andy, I brought you up earlier. Say, where the fuck is Andy Jones? There he is. He's late.
Well, of course, Andy's late. He's always, you know, busy doing stuff like being an adult, like an adult shit. Jesus.
Here's a question from Laura, the anal cunt historian. Does Tim remember when AC played with Upside Down Cross at Coney Island High? Cross was kicked off literally 60 seconds before destroying their own props.
Yeah, I remember that show. Actually, now I've got. God, listen to me. Oh, really? I got a fucking story about that show, which is fucking okay. I don't know if anybody knows the singer of Upside Down Cross was this incredibly insane, wonderful man named Larry Lifeless, who had a band from Boston called Kill Slug. He recently passed away, which was pretty sad, but it was not a very unexpected thing. But long story short, so I was talking to Larry out in front of the venue. And Larry is just an incredibly unique person that I can't go into explain right now. But anyway, he's standing out front, and he's talking to me. He's like, so Tim, you know, you should come over to my house. We can go fishing sometime. I'm like, oh, okay, Larry. He's like, you know, the other day I caught some cod. You get pollock, and he's okay. There's a point to this. So he's just looking at me, and he's got his shirt unbuttoned, like, and he's got this big gut, and he's just got this long hair, and he's got a receding hair, and he's just naming off fish, types of fish, and he's just talking to me. He's looking right at me, right behind him, out of Coney Island High. It's so fucking surreal. Out of Coney Island High comes El Duce.
Oh shit!
With a crowd of fucking like Lower East Side scum punks, and they're like, "Let's go get that motherfucker that stole my money." So down the street goes El Duce with like 50 like kids, just screaming down the middle of the street, like going to kill this drug dealer. Larry's still head on looking at me. I think I saw a Mako Shock there one time. Didn't skip a fucking beat. Was still talking. And I'm trying to take this whole thing in. You know, you're just like,
yeah.
I don't know what to fucking think. I'll never forget. It was fucking.
Somebody mentioned that earlier. There was a photo, right? Did you guys take a photo with them or something? With mentors, or maybe?
Oh no. There's a place in Boston. We played we played with the Mentors a few times around that time, which was always fucking hysterical because they're just like. But there's a picture. I wish I could find it, but there's a picture somebody took, but it's fucking Seth, El Duce, and Scott Hull, you know, from Pig Destroyer and all those bands. Right. And they're all sticking their guts out. Mind you, Scott Hull's got a fanny pack on, which I think is fucking amazing. And they're all sticking their guts out. And it's just the most bizarre picture.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Did you play drums on the Vaginal Jesus EP in '92?
No. Okay. I never played with that band.
Oh, this guy's been asking this question a lot, so I need to ask him. What about the Howard is Bald song?
Oh, Howard Wilkin is Bald? Yeah, I did that demo. I did that tape. Howard Wilkin was a guy who worked at Earache. He was I don't know what he did there. He worked at Earache, and we were just like and he was just I still talk to him to this day. He lives down in Florida. So he's a
oh wow.
And he's just a bald guy, and he was just, but everything we'd say, he would just laugh his ass off. It's like, you guys are the funniest motherfuckers in the world, blah blah blah. So we made this tape called Howard is Bald, and we just wrote all these songs about Howard being bald. And it was just Seth. It was Seth.
Yeah, I listen to NWA too.
I do. I listen to NWA a lot. I still have that record. I still have it on vinyl.
I have it here too. I have that one and the one. What was the previous one? With before the infamous lineup or whatever.
Oh yeah. What, the EP? The first one or this?
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
That's like, was it Dope Man or some shit like that? Or no?
Oh, the Dope Man was a remix.
No, yeah, there was another one. They're like, they don't look gangster rap at all on the cover.
No, they're holding like big boom boxes and stuff.
Yeah. That's the one I have.
Yeah, I still have that one too. So somewhere in my mesh of crap. So.
Oh shit! All right, let me go off. Let me see. Oh, there's a photo of AC, the Murder Junkies, and the Mentors all together. I don't know.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, we played. I don't know if the Mentors probably played that show, but we played with the Murder Junkies like in the early '90s, like right out, like Gigi had already passed, so it was like that.
Now this kid was born in Compton. Look at him, he's straight out of Compton.
Fuck yeah.
Does Tim listen to slam metal? I hope not.
No.
This interview's over.
I don't even know what fucking slam metal. What the fuck is slam metal?
It's crap.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Do
I listen to slam metal? I don't even know what the fuck.
Arabian Prince. Yeah, I think that's right. On that NWA. I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Fraser, I listen to Coolio Gangsta Paradise. Well, yeah, that sounds not bad.
I can actually, we that AC live record. It's like a split set. It's AC, the AC Insult split record.
Right.
That was recorded at WNYU in New York City.
Oh, okay.
On the radio.
Oh yeah.
And
like
what's fucking hysterical about that is they put out where is it? I think I got it here. I gotta find it real quick. Oh fuck, where is it? Anyway, I'll find it later, but it's like a comp of the bands that played on that place. It played on the show that year. And
talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna look for that damn record.
But what was oh, I got it right here. It's right here.
Which one?
You talking about the AC Insult split?
No. I'm still on NWA.
Oh.
Oh, here it is. I found it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Dope Man's on here. Whatever else. These songs contain explicit lyrics, just so you know.
Oh, you don't say.
Well, I mean, honestly, that's kind of, and when I first heard like the Eazy-E album in '88, which came out before, that's kind of what attracted to me as like a little kid. It was all the fucking curse words on it. I was like, holy shit, what is this?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
That's I love NWA. I love old hip hop, man. The old school hip hop I fucking love. That old rap is the fucking shit.
That's Tim in the back of the NWA cover. Hold on, I gotta look at that again.
I think I am there. It's quite possible. You never know. I show up in many places. I'm like, where's Waldo?
Yeah, there's the back. If that's the ones he's talking about. That's this is, man, I don't even know how I got this or where I got it, but I got it. So anyhow. Well, man, this has been fucking amazing, dude. I fucking appreciate you coming on here. Like I said, in the intro, I mean, you guys fucking influenced the shit out of me to play Noise way back when, and I'm glad you're the one that came on here after I hadn't done it in like a couple of months. So I want to thank Roy for helping me out, kind of get me in touch with you. So Roy, you rule. Speaking of Roy, I totally forgot to mention it. Roy made me a new fucking banner. Doesn't that look sick? It's like black and green, and support Roy, necroharmonic.com.
Yeah, that's
got all kinds of cool shit all the time. So My boy Roy needs the support. He's been doing it since fucking 1990, putting shit out. So
I met Roy over 30 years ago. I met him on the Incantation tour. He was in. I was going to say this earlier. He was the most professional person I'd ever met at that point in my entire life. Because I remember he had he actually had brought with him a cassette, not a tape machine, and he was like, analyzing the tapes. I'm like, what the hell? And he's like,
and he was like,
well, I gotta get.
He was like 18 at the time, I think. 18.
Yeah, I know. He's the most fucking pro motherfucker in the world, and he still is. I adore that guy. He's the greatest. He's another one of the greatest people in the fucking world.
Yeah, dude, Roy rules, man. Roy rules. Everybody needs to check out Death Metal Podcast too. Roy's been doing some good shit, man.
He does some great shit there.
I'm glad he's doing it. He and I support each other. Okay. All right, I got. Well, here's one thing. The '92 tour that you weren't involved in. You got any memories of that?
That I wasn't involved with?
Germany tour.
Oh yeah, well they
Fred
played.
And Seth?
Yeah, Fred and Seth went to Germany in '92. I was supposed to go. I couldn't go due to a billion things, but I couldn't go. But they played. I don't know how many shows they played there, but I wouldn't say I'm kicking myself for it, but they did some pretty fucking incredible shows there.
There's a video of I think it's just them two and playing a show, and they're just fucking going insane.
Oh yeah, no, they had a couple people filling in on drums there, but they also that was, I think they played with Fear of God that night, but I don't.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think Seth played drums or something with Fear of God on that show.
He might have. Quite frankly, he might have. I can't remember, for the life of me. I don't remember, but I remember they did that stuff. But the only thing that always frustrated me about that is they fucking did that record with 7 Minutes of Nausea. They did that.
Oh yeah.
And I wish I still fucking had a copy of that. And two, it's like I'm killing myself because I didn't get to play on a fucking 7 Minutes of Nausea.
Yeah, the Disobedient Losers, dude. I fucking love that 7-inch.
I've been looking for that forever and a day. I used to have a couple copies of that, but it fucking evaporated in my life. But that, by the way, guys, if you. And I know 99.9% of you do know this band, but if you don't know 7 Minutes of Nausea, you must know 7 Minutes of Nausea. I can't fucking
dude, 7 Minutes of Nausea are noise fucking masters.
They're just they're just a great. They're just. I could go on.
Oh, that 7-inch rules. Me and I still think me and my buddy Ray were probably we used to. They had a song called on that 7-inch. There's like about a billion of them, but. For some reason, this song called The Death Poem, and all the lyrics are is I die, so what? We used to cover that live. I mean, just for our own amusement, man.
I died, so what?
Yeah, that's what. So that just for because nobody knew.
I know.
Hey, look at here. John Doe will give you an extra copy that he has of that.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John. I appreciate that.
Last question. And this was about John Doe's the one that asked about the Germany thing, and how the Tim is gay thing started.
What? Why didn't you go on the tour? Well,
you already explained that, but I forgot the ending of it.
Oh, the Tim is gay thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think Seth wrote the song. I mean, I think he was just pissed at me and wrote about Tim is gay because it was like. I think especially back then it was like when he had the band with Josh and Nate and stuff like that. And when I got out of that band, I think it was just like I didn't leave on very good terms, and we were, well, which is fine because I mean in the long run I think it was me not being in the band was for the best because they did what they did, but it's but I think he was just like Tim is gay.
But you were in the band at the very end though.
I was there. I played the first show and I played the last show.
That's right.
So
there's still so much stuff I could talk about. We're gonna have to cut it.
Oh, I know. But it was funny because Seth, when when I was reacquainted with Seth, and we'll talk about this another time, but when I was reacquainted with Seth, he was like, I always thought you'd be mad about that song, Tim is Gay. And I said, dude, I fucking laughed my ass off. And he was like, you are mad about that? I said, the only thing I was mad about is you just said at the end of the song, I know you just did it because it rhymed. You said, I hope you fucking die. And he's like, well, I don't want you to die. I'm like, I know, but that was the only part I hated. It's like, you didn't mind being called gay? I'm like, why would I be mind calling gay?
Well, was that the beginning of those gay songs? Was that the very first one? Because there was a ton of them after that. Like
no. That was around the same time. But
okay. I thought that's what started it all right there.
No.
He made a shitload of song titles after that.
But actually, one of his first email was Tim Morse is Gay at hotmail.com. And I'm like, fucking laugh my ass off. He's like, because it just worked. I'm like, well, it fucking works. What do I care? You know?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like I said, again, man, everybody, thanks for sticking around this whole time. It's been fucking awesome for me. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. I appreciate everybody's questions. It was fucking cool. Had some cool questions in the chat, and I appreciate everybody's input. Usually I prepared for this, obviously, but a lot of times I'll have questions and I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna roll with it today, and it turned out fucking great. So appreciate it, Roy. Appreciate it. Oh, I'm going a little fast. Awesome show, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. Part 2, yeah, it could happen. I haven't done a part 2 with anybody because Paul Edney had wanted to do a part 2 already too. So, but yeah, well, like I said, Sam, I appreciate it. Sam Biles, appreciate you hanging out, dude. Laura, the AC historian.
Oh yeah, she is.
Knows stuff about AC that Tim doesn't even know.
Yeah, she tells me stuff I forgot.
Yeah.
I love her. She's great. You know what? There's going to be a Tim Morse's Gay Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, that makes me feel good right there. It's a wicked sick show.
Oh yeah, it's Wicked Sick Records.
Wicked sick episode. Yeah, exactly. So that's funny, man. Everybody, Part 2. Tim grows long hair.
Yeah. Actually, oh man, I should. Oh wait, hold on. Nobody move. I want to show you guys a picture.
Yeah, of course. So again, while he's looking, man, I appreciate everybody. This is fucking awesome. This is like I fucking enjoy doing the shit out of this show, but this episode, yeah. Oh shit! Let me zoom in. Let me put you on solo. Holy shit!
This is me in 1990 in Germany. This is my passport picture.
Wow.
This is no. Actually, excuse me. It's not my passport picture. It's my picture I needed for my because we rode the train everywhere. So you needed to get have obviously like a photo. So you go to one of those photo booths and take this picture.
Yeah.
We walked 5 miles in a downpour, and I was fucking soaking wet, and I'm like, it's just fucking hysterical because I look like I seriously look like a serial killer.
I need that photo for part 2. Derek, that AC Psycho Split Rules, I got it. That album, and I was gonna bring up that cover because that cover is fucking hilarious.
The AC Psycho Split cover?
Yes, dude. That's I mean, it's genius.
Oh yeah, that's in Charlie Infection's garage.
Yeah,
that's fucking hysterical.
Fred looks like he's like 14 years old in that photo.
I know, and look at me. I dyed my hair blonde, and it was growing out, so I had like these blonde frosts on the top, and I have my neck. I look like a goddamn giraffe.
Yeah, that's a classic, man. That's definitely. Well, I mean, all that shit, but that album cover it's cool because it was different because the other ones just had like the AC logo and then whatever underneath it. Oh yeah. And, but that one was cool with the photo. And I'm actually gonna have Charlie on the show eventually. So
good.
Charlie needs all the fucking mention that he can get. That guy was huge. Part of huge influence on me. I know a huge influence on Roy. Hell, even you
Oh yeah,
mentioned
definitely me. Definitely
huge
me.
influence. Andy and I worship Charlie Infection. So
Actually, you know what? Oh God,
he put out the first Captain 3-Leg 7-inch.
yeah, he did. That's right, he did.
The split 7-inch.
You know what's funny? I wish I could drag. I don't want to. I'll get it next time. But one of the first hardcore records I ever bought. Local hardcore records is Cancerous Growth. Today's
Late for the
Society.
Grave or whatever.
No, not like it was the 7-inch. It was the second
Oh.
one. It was like Today's Society. I got it, and I bought it off Charlie at a show, and I was like, "This is the coolest thing ever." And he's like, "Yeah, dude, thanks a lot." But you know what's awesome?
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Man, it's awesome. It's like Charlie when you buy a record off Charlie in person, he promotes he's the most amazing salesman. He's like, dude, you gotta buy this. It's fucking whale and thrash from Belgium, dude. Fucking rules, dude. Yeah, it's fucking blood gravy wax, dude. It's fucking the sickest shit in the fucking world, dude. And
he's the best, dude.
It's fucking amazing.
I remember, and I'll leave. I want you to stick around after I sign off or whatever. But I remember when I saw you guys in '94, I was wearing like a red Psycho shirt or something like that, or a Jesus Crush shirt, and you're like,
yeah.
"Hey, look, it's the fucking Action Records road crew over here." I'll never forget that, dude. Because me and my buddy Ray were at that show, and I think he had like a Jesus Crush shirt on or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey, it's a fucking Action Records road crew. I'm like, fucking right.
You know, here's another thing that people need to understand about how what an impact that band and that the Psycho does for grindcore and noisecore that people don't understand. That incredible band Suppression. You know how Suppression started, and I got this from Jason, is that those motherfuckers were the only two people that liked Psycho. So they started a band.
Wow.
So I mean, it's like, I don't know.
Psycho rules, man. Psycho rules.
Bottom line, Psycho rules. If you don't like them,
everything Charlie does rules. Jesus Christ rules. Fucking all that shit rules.
But okay, I'll go on for Psycho forever, but I'm going to leave you with this. I wish a lot of people got to see them in the 80s and in the early 90s, because Johnny X would, I shit you not, they'd be playing at lightning speed, right? Yeah. And that motherfucker would be playing his guitar, and he'd have a cigarette in his mouth. Yes! And the whole thing would be fucking ash. And he'd be like, fucking ash.
I know from that AC Psycho video, because on their set, he's doing that.
Oh, yeah. It's like, it's like, motherfucker, man.
This next song is called Psycho 3, and he fucking rips into the shredding.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's fucking just.
And last thing about that AC Psycho video, him and Charlie add so much to your set from their heckling on that fucking show.
Yeah, we constantly heckled each other. We had to, and it was like sometimes I think we'd say stuff that piss off Johnny, but I mean Johnny was just like, "You fucking idiots!" It was just fucking love those guys. I just adore them. I'm
definitely gonna have Charlie on, man. Charlie.
Oh, you got it. Absolutely.
Chris, that was the Captain 3-Leg split with Growing Churn that Charlie put out.
Which one?
Like 90 Growing Churn from like South Africa or something like that with Captain 3-Leg.
Okay.
Charlie put that out. I think it was like mid-90s sometime.
I'll probably ask Charlie about it. I was like, I don't have any more of those. And then you go over his house, he has like 5 hiding in his closet.
He probably still has distro stuff from like 89 and shit. Fucking Action Records, man. You know how many times I order from Action Records.
If you another label you should always go to people is Action Records, but
Action Records, man.
All right.
All right. Well, Tim, again, if you don't mind sticking around for a couple minutes, I'll just do a sign off, and I appreciate you coming on, dude. It was fucking.
Thank you, everybody.
Unreal for me. I'm gonna tell my dad, hey, remember those fucking videos I used to watch? I talked to that guy the other day.
I should hi. I'm actually. I'll leave you with this. I just got to tell this one real quickly. Is that
go ahead.
One of the last band I was in was a band from around here called Horrible Earth, We're a great grind band. They're still around. You should check them out, everybody. But we did a couple of shows with the band Chapang from New York, and also the band Test from Brazil. And the guys, the guitar player, the guitar player, both of them from Test are really big old school AC fans. And I was talking to the singer and the guitar player, and he was just like, "Oh, you know what? And he's like, "Oh my God, like you're the noise stuff. Oh, I bought everyone should be killed. You ruined my life." And I'm like,
Hey, great.
like, what a compliment, man.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
Cool.
I'll leave you with that.
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate it. So I'll put you backstage, and I'll be with you shortly.
See you later, everybody.
Thanks, man. There you go. Fucking Tim Morse, man. That's cool. Like I said, it's fucking cool doing this show because I get to talk to people like Tim, and people that influence me, and it's fucking cool, man. So I enjoy doing it. I appreciate everybody supporting the show. If this is your first time checking it out, appreciate it. There's so much shit on here, a lot of cool shit for you to check out. You can, if you do want to help out the show, just subscribe to the channel, tell everybody about it. And I've been doing this just 7 months, and it's fucking it's cool, man. It's been fun. It's growing a little bit. Thanks, John Doe. You rule, man. Done deal. That's right. AC/DC next, man. I wish. Ruby, thank you, Ruby. But yeah, man, this is cool. A lot of people, a lot of people's like, well, whatever. What you do, man? I enjoy the hell out of this. So I'm gonna keep doing it as long as I can, as long as I get people to come on and shoot the shit. And appreciate everybody supporting the show. So fuck yeah. So don't have any shows to announce yet. Thanks, Jack. Jack, I'll mention it to him here in a minute about the book or whatever. So I haven't forgotten. But yeah, awesome. Let me see if my outro is gonna work, since I seem to be having issues. And appreciate everybody. Here we go. Let's see. Still fucking doing that.